Welcome to Small Biz Spotlight 210. Thank you so much for joining me again for another episode. If you're new to me, what I'm trying to do with this channel is exactly what the title says, is to put a spotlight on some small businesses here in San Antonio and hopefully in the future in the surrounding areas. So please stay tuned to the end of the video because I do have some really good information to share with all of y'all. So today, I am here with Lara Garcia. That's my next guest. Sorry.
It's an L, it's okay.
Lara Garcia, and with Lara Loves Travel.
Lara Loves Travel Company,
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. So you need to really get your cup of coffee, sit down, and take some notes because we all would love to travel, but there's a lot of little details that sometimes it gets a bit kind of confusing, and that's why we have you now to go to. So that's great. Okay, so Laura, go ahead and give us our full introduction, name, family, all that.
Okay, so my name's Lara Garcia. I'm born in Houston and raised in San Antonio, Texas. Graduated from South San High School, and I have 2 kids. They're both in college. Actually, my daughter's 23 and she's going to graduate from graduate school, and my son is a junior, both at Texas A&M University in College Station.
Wow, smarty pants.
Yes, I know.
Very proud.
Yes, exactly. So a little bit about myself, because they're in universities. I never went to university. I went to a trade school in my high school, which was South San. It was a career education for cosmetology. So I graduated with my license at 17 years old, walked the stage with that.
Wow.
For cosmetology. And then, super proud of my journey in cosmetology because it's already going on 28 years. I just completed being a hairstylist and in June. So a week after I graduated high school, I went ahead and started working at the mall. McCreeless Mall for the first year, and then I transferred over to South Park Mall for another 4 years, and then I opened my business. So at 21, I was a business owner, salon business owner.
Wow. Yeah. At 21?
At 21, and so I had that salon for about 10 years. I also had, my ex-mother-in-law, right, because that's my kid's grandma. She was an entrepreneur. She owned a furniture store, so she kind of showed me the ropes.
Oh, that's good.
And she kind of guided me through, like, her CPA, and, I had already clients that followed me from the mall, and my God-given talent, it was easy for me to, get more clients, and just, my personality just kind of was very welcoming, and it was easy to just have the clients come in and stay with me.
That's good.
And so I'm very appreciative. I still have a few, well, actually not a few, but quite a few clients that are still with me today.
That's good. Yeah. And that goes to show you guys that if you have loyal customers, that means the world.
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah, at least 20-year clients.
Wow.
10 years, 15 years, all the way to still I get referrals, But a little bit about that, I don't promote my salon anymore because I'm already established. I already have a following. I just stay strictly to my clientele. I do get referrals from their best friends, like if it's their best friend or their family, someone they trust, that kind of deal. But other than that, that's where I'm at right now with the salon work. But a little bit more about my journey. At 17 years behind the chair, I decided to go into instructing. So I was an instructor for about 3.5 years there at Ogle Beauty College. And so I was trained there, and I got hired there. The director fell in love with me, and so she was like, "You want a job?" And I was molded, into their policies and everything like that. So I already knew it. And so I went ahead and did it, but I miss doing hair. I met a lot of great students along the way. I was a phase 1 instructor, so I was able to teach them from just how to cut a straight line, or how to even just hold the scissors and the comb at the same time and do that whole juggle.
Wow.
So
you're like a person of so many hats.
Yes.
So many hats. Like you said, you were cosmetology, massage therapist.
Okay, so I'll get into that next.
And then the master hair designer. Okay, so tell us about that one.
So my journey. Okay, so right after I had gone through my cosmetology, instructing at the cosmetology school, I went ahead and went back to doing hair, and I booth rented downtown in Southtown area by Gunther and Alamo. There was a 1010 building with a full service spa. And so I was there doing hair, booth renting for about 6 years before COVID hit. Well, during those 6 years, I was traveling. I was doing my own little road trips. I was hiking, I was bike riding. My kids, they were back and forth with their dad. So I had that time away. They were growing up, so I was able to take some trips. And so I fell in love with road tripping. So adventure planning, and I would take groups out, and that was during my time of hairstyling and booth renting. So I was like, you know what? I was talking to this person that I had known at the time, and we were wanting to try out opening a business and in adventure planning. It didn't. That friendship kind of fell out, right? It was an ex, right? I'll just put it out there. It was an ex. But, the idea of wanting to be out and take people and have a great time, massage kind of came into play because I was like, I want to travel and live out in, off grid, and I want to be in the mountains, by the rivers. I'm an earth brat. Yeah. That's my hashtag, earth brat, because I just love being outside, like camping and just kind of taking it all in. I do a lot of grounding. And so I went to massage school. So that was in 2019. I graduated from there in October 2019, and then I was supposed to take my test, and then COVID hit. And so COVID hit, shut down, everything shut down. Yeah. And so did all the salons, all the bars, everything just shut down. Like we all know, we just went through the pandemic. But during that time, I was like, oh my God, I was still trying to keep the knowledge in my head and, terminology and all of this stuff for massage. So when COVID, lifted, I can go take my test. But by the time that happened, it lifted, I had to get back to work and start making money to pay my bills because I was running behind. Yeah. So I went back to hairstyling. Well, long story short, I lost my knowledge for taking my test. My exam, and that exam is not it's not cheap. It's $250. Wow. And if you don't pass it, you got to pay another $250. So I was just so intimidated. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll pick it up after a while. Let me just continue and catch up with everything. And my mobile styling lifted. People were not wanting to come out as much or be around too many people, so my mobile styling for special needs kids and the elderly
that's
with
wonderful.
Yes, special needs kids and disabled elderly. So that started, I started getting more clients in that area, and so I still do it as of today. I salon, mobile styling, and then also now travel.
Well, that's a lot to learn. That's a lot to learn. So ultimately it was your road tripping and everything that led you to the travel agency, right?
Yes. Okay, so what led me to my website now that I work off in vacation building was my daughter was going to graduate. Well, she did graduate from college, and we were going to go to Hawaii. And so we had a death in the family. We couldn't go to Hawaii. Oh, sorry. So that kind of postponed. But during that time, after a few months going through our grieving, the lady I had reached out to was a travel agent to book my trip. So she finally followed up with me, and she said, hey, do you want to, book your trip? And, it's time, whichever, right? And I was like, you know what? I don't know. Let me think about it a little bit more. I need to save money. I'm still trying to get back on my feet and stuff. And so she's like, well, why don't you, think about becoming a travel agent? You can kind of work off of your own website and, book your own travel and make commission as a side hustle. So I went ahead, and it took me about 3 months. I was contemplating on that. I didn't know. I mean, it's network marketing, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to but the idea of traveling on my own website was something that I really was wanting to try. So January of 2023 came around, and I just said, I saw her Facebook. I followed her. Her name, is Delisha Phillips. That's my director. And so she was like posting everyone becoming a travel agent. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I want to jump on that wagon. So I went ahead and I signed up. So I signed up. I did my training. I did my first booking on a cruise. The first, 2 weeks after I signed up, I booked someone's cruise, and that was a proud moment. And then I continued my training with Disney. I did the Dream Maker trip to Colorado. That's like meeting all of the suppliers for 15 minutes. There's at least a good 15 suppliers that go out there for the Dream Maker certification, get all their information, and then certified. So then I took the training.
You have to get certified. You were certified and everything.
You don't have to, but it's optional. But it really does look good for yourself as far as knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Right? So the more you know about the destinations, the better it is for you to book it, even if you haven't been there. Because I do want to travel the world. I haven't yet. The only place I've been to so far internationally was Costa Rica.
Oh, nice.
And that was probably 13 years ago now. But
so that brings to my next question. Are your bookings, is that just here in the U.S. or is that international as well?
Well, it's everywhere actually. So I can book domestic trips, which as a travel agent, it's best for us to do packages. I don't just book flights, because flights is always, fluctuates in prices and stuff. So I book packages domestically and internationally. And I'm trying to gear more towards all-inclusive packages, so that way the client doesn't have to worry about spending more than they already did. But it really is up to the client, right? Whatever hotel that they want, because they'll look it up themselves. I want to stay here. Can you book it here? And then they'll reach out to me, and I'll redo my research and compare prices and whatnot. And, usually I can beat the price by a few dollars. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So it's not much, but still, it's also helping me, as an agent to make sure that it's like concierge, right? So make sure that they're on the plane and they get there safely, and then I stay in contact with them throughout their trip 2 times, make sure that their hotel's nice, they're comfortable, and then after their trip I follow up, so just to make sure that everything went well and if they can give me a review. So domestic and international trips.
International. So then you can customize it to what they want, whether it's a hotel or a bed and breakfast, if they want to include tour guides.
Okay, so yes, there's a supplier that does tour guides. It's called Go Away Supplier, and I can reach out to them. It's like an agent for an agent, and just let them know, hey, my client wants to go to, Japan, and, and they can create the itinerary for me, and it's a tour guide already included, and so they email me the quote, and I just email it to my client. It's that simple. And then
so when you have your connections already.
Yeah, as an agent, we have our connections. The suppliers work directly with our website, so it's easy for us just to pick up the phone, call them. They're eager to help us as agents because they want the business and they want us to succeed in our business. So so it's a lot of fun. Researching travel is amazing. It's playtime, and it gets tedious though in some areas, just because you want to make sure everything is falling into place, and you make an itinerary for them. You read all the fine print. I mean, I learned the hard way in some areas. I wasn't a big fan. I'm just gonna say Las Vegas, has all the resort fees and all the security deposits, and I'm like, Vegas is beautiful, but I'm like, because of that, I'm like, first time I went to Vegas back, it was well, I've been to Vegas when I was 21 because that's where I got married, right? But then fast forward, last year I went to Vegas and I did a group trip, and those little fine prints. I'm like, we get there and I'm like, oh my God, 2 rooms. I had to pay like 2 resort fees and 2 security deposits, and I was like, what the heck? You know what I mean? You learn the hard way, right?
Right.
And so now I know. I'm like, okay, no, we're gonna just go in one room. We're gonna just have a slumber party.
That's why I would love to travel. That's on my bucket list, people.
Yes.
And like everybody else's bucket list. But that fine print is what always like, maybe not.
And it's highlighted in red on your itinerary. And it's those things that you just don't want to read because it's like a long paragraph.
So,
but
now
we
have you to read it for us.
Exactly.
Yes.
And yes, not every hotel has those resort fees. So you still have to look for it. And
so what is, since you've been starting to do this, what is the most popular place so far?
Oh my God, everybody wants to go to Mexico, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Cozumel. Those are the most popular because they're lower priced and they're all inclusive. It's Mexico, if I can find something that's like at least $900 for like three nights, 3 to 4 night stay, that's gonna include your flight and your hotel all inclusive. That's like a great deal. You know what I mean? Between $700 and $900. Let's just put it that way, per person. But that's the most popular. I've also gotten the Dominican Republic also, which is also a good one. So like again, I've been doing travel for like the past year on the website, and try to get my research in there. I'm still learning and still wanting to grow. I have a lot of goals. You mentioned something about bed and breakfast. I like to stay in Airbnbs personally, right? I'm not a big hotel person, but I do want to get more experience in the hotels. So that goes with my adventure planning because a lot of bed and breakfasts and Airbnbs don't pay travel agents. You know what I mean? So let's say my Laura Love Travel Company is a DBA, and it's going to become an LLC. So that's my adventure planning.
Okay.
That's where people pay me to create an itinerary, and it can include a bed and breakfast, an adventure, the party bus, or if you want to just drive on your own or fly on your own. And then, but all of that itinerary, at least I have my business name. I'm my own entity away from the vacation building website. Right. So I can do those things also.
And there's this, you do cruises as well?
I'm, right now I'm certified with Carnival, and then I'm going to get certified with Royal Caribbean, and then I do want to get certified with Virgin Voyages. Those top 3.
Nice. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So I have a lot of training to do. And because
I got a lot of saving to do.
And also because I've also been part of Women Unlimited, I mean, Women Unlimited has grown so much that my time has, have been dedicated to helping Miss Brenda Ans, our founder, to help Women Unlimited grow. And when it grows, we grow, right? Exactly. So a lot of my time has gone to that for now, but now my year is coming to be on the committee, and that it's time to start pushing my travel a little bit more. Right. And so yeah, I'm excited for 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. So one question I do have, because I get bombarded so much. Okay, everybody's talking about credit cards and all of that.
Oh yeah.
Do those credit cards that offer, what do they call it?
The reward points?
Right.
Yes.
The miles.
Yes.
And all that.
Oh my God,
Is it really beneficial to have
Yes,
one?
it is.
Is it really?
Yes.
It helps.
It helps a lot. I mean, I am still trying to get those points accumulated. Okay. My daughter uses her credit card to get free flights also. I have clients that, have the Disney Chase card, and she uses it all year, pays her bills, pays groceries, whatever, and then she goes on a Disney trip, and that pays whatever points she accumulates, pays for her food. So, you know what I mean? So it really does help a lot. And
Now
then
I'm thinking of switching.
yes. So my rewards points credit card is coming from Chase.
Chase, so that's the best one. Mark that down.
That's what I've heard from most travelers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Chase has some really good reward points. I mean, you can get
right, because there's a lot out there, and I've heard from a lot of people that are like, oh, don't get it because you have the rewards, but then you can only use it on this or on that, or there's blackout days.
True. I mean, it's okay to have 3 or 4 different credit cards, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just to make sure you're good with your budgeting, mm-hmm. and you get rewards, and it goes to this area, and then this one's for flights, and then this one's for Disney, and then this one's, you know what I mean? So mm-hmm. you get to pick and choose which one you're going to use. One credit card is not enough for this time in this
economy.
Yeah, this day and era.
Yes. So, okay. That's good to know. I'm glad I asked you that. So what should a potential client already have before coming to you besides their miles rewards?
Well, just information. I always ask for their how many people are traveling, what's the date that you would like to travel. Give me at least 2 different option dates, and then your email address, and I need the ages of the kids.
If any kids are going.
Yes, if any kids are going, because when I'm looking up flights, it has a drop down how many kids and what are their ages.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And whether you want this like a family trip or do you want it a couples thing?
Whatever it is. Actually, I'm trying to gear more towards group travel. As an agent, it's better it pays out more because you're accommodating a larger group of 5 or more. That's my goal, is to be into more group travel, like organizations, companies, networking events, conferences, that kind of deal, on cruise ships and stuff. So, but I can book for a solo trip or couples trip or destination wedding. It's also another group travel.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
So I'm researching all of that, as far as like itineraries and I'm going to put together like a folder. I have an office that I just moved in last week here at the urban offices. And so I'm going to have like a book where you can open up and you have all your itineraries that I've laid out for you. So that way you don't have to wait for me to try to like research it in front of you on the, on the, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
on the website. So I can have clients come in and visit me and just talk travel and, whether they're ready or not, at least they got information, and they know pretty much a price range, right. What they're looking at for the next experience.
So, if for international, for sure, they would have to have their passport.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for sure their passport. There's visas. Depending how long they're going to be staying over there in the other country. Usually they don't need a visa unless they're studying abroad or they're going to live there, or they're going to work there for a little bit longer. But you don't really need a visa just to go for like 3 or 4 days, Then there's the, of course, the TSA pre-check, if you have that already.
What is that?
Well, TSA is going to just let you go through the line a lot faster because you've already done the pre-check over. You send all your documents through the website, their online website, and then when you get there to get through the security line, you don't have to go through the long line. You can just go directly to the TSA pre-check already, and then you can get to your flight faster.
What are the usual documents you have to?
Well, okay, so I'm still needing to register. I haven't gotten it, but I've researched it. And yeah, you need your driver's license, you need your birth certificate, you need everything that you need basically for your passport. Those same documents, you need them for your TSA.
Wow.
I know. It's a process.
That's a big process. Yeah. So what is the biggest mistake that people make when they're traveling?
Well, I could not really speak for other people, but I do know that in preparation for travel, like, it's very important, even if you're going to a travel agent, do the research on your own as well,
Mhm.
because as far as like what you're gonna wear,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So
It's hot here in Texas all the time,
Yeah.
but if you're going up north, you need to know what to take.
Yeah, or you're going to another country, like they might not, let you wear sandals, or you have to wear tennies through the whole trip, or it's a lot of walking, or you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
you have to wear the right shoes, the right, layer your clothes if you have to. The sun is different in different parts of the world, the weather, like it's just all of that. The food, like make sure that you're you've got your allergies, what your allergies are.
Yeah. Take
And
something
then
for tummy problems.
Yeah. So stuff like that. As a travel agent, though, I mean, I can't do that research for you. Then I would have to get more information from you. Like, do you have any allergies? These are the restaurants that are here. If you're gonna eat local, make sure you stay in this one. That's an extensive research. But if they already know, then it's best that they kind of like get that information beforehand, because that would be the biggest mistake, is to go out there and just eat, and then you get this allergic reaction. And
Right. And it so like I've been to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And the food is very different there. The language is different.
Mm.
So I'm Mexican.
Beautiful.
I speak, Tex-Mex here. Not even just, if I go to Mexico, it's all different. It's all, Mexico is different from Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Mexican.
It's just Spanglish here.
Right. So then, how good would you say do you need to know the language?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's good you bring it up, because I'm gonna just say my daughter's going to Japan in January, and so what her preparation is to like do the Google Translate, and so she's learning how to ask questions, just very very like minor questions. Where's the bathroom? Or I need help, or good morning, good night, kind of deal. Thank you, you're welcome, and Japanese, So she's talking to me about it, and I'm just impressed. I'm like, wow, like that's pretty good. Like anywhere you go in the country, it's best to just try to know your language, little sentences,
Right.
emergency sentences, just
and
to get around.
The money.
And the money's got to be transferred. Of course, you got to do the. Again, my daughter went to Europe. You see, and I'm bringing up my daughter because she went to Europe and Germany with the school that she was with, and so that was a learning experience for both of us to get $500 and convert it into euros, and learn the dollar and how much amount of the dollar was over there. And then now doing the same thing for Japan and the same thing for Germany. So yeah, it is definitely something to.
So you, for sure, you would
give that information.
Yeah,
it's on the website.
It's on the website. Okay. And then just like really do your research on that too.
Yes, because you got to know what you're going to spend out there and how much to take. Because I mean, I can give you that info. Like, yeah, $500 is going to give you a lot of money in Japan, or Europe. You're not gonna, especially if you're not a big spender, you're just going to use it on food or whatnot.
So, what would be your biggest advice to give somebody that wants to travel?
My biggest advice, pack light. You don't have to be packing. I mean, if anything, not their whole freaking wardrobe, right? Just take some comfortable shoes and slippers. Layer some light clothes, and you can wash over there. A lot of hotels have, your laundromat. Your washer dryer kind of deal, or the smaller hotels.
That's good, because now it's like every suitcase they charge you, right?
Yes, and they charge for weight. They charge, how much that suitcase weigh and what you're taking in there, and make sure you take all your medication in there too. That's another thing. Know the cost. Also take some like extra bags and pack them into your suitcase, so in case you come back with souvenirs, you have that extra bag. So you definitely have to know yourself as a traveler, and if it's your first time, then I would say pack light, take an extra bag, and just do your research on the area that you're going to be traveling in. And because I can only give you so much, but only if the traveler will know, like, oh, well, I want to try, this and that. But, yeah.
So would you say it would be better to do the TSA thing? Like, what is
I think
better
so.
for?
I think so. I'm gonna get through with mine soon because I need to renew my passport. It expired last year, and so I need to just do that.
I don't even have one.
I know. I'm excited for it, but that's gonna be my goal for 2025 is get my TSA pre-check and then my passport, and then I'll have my card with the rewards.
Right.
Like I'm really preparing to start traveling a lot more now that my term with the committee is going to come up. I'm going to have a little bit more leisure time to work my business and be still around Women Unlimited. But yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so the TSA forms for if you're going to travel versus going to the airport and going through all that mess.
Oh, the security, yes.
Yeah.
TSA, because let's say you're running late. Let's say you're traveling and you get an Uber and your Uber is stuck in traffic and they're running you late. That's happened to me one time, and I had to go through the security check still instead of just going straight to pre-check, and I could have gotten to my terminal a lot faster, but instead I went through all that mess and ran down the terminal without my shoes because I didn't have time to put my shoes back on.
Well, they take you to take off your shoes,
yes,
I heard.
I know, they do. And so I got to my plane in time, but yeah, definitely want to get to the TSA pre-check a lot faster. I feel like that's like a must.
How far in advance should you be going to the airport?
At least 2 hours.
2 hours before.
Some people like to go 3 hours, but I think 2 hours. Now that when we had the terrorist attack and stuff, there was like 3 hours before because they were like very, very like detailed on what you're taking, and then all these little 2-ounce bottles you had to have, right? But now, I believe I read last month that it's not going to be as
Strict.
critical. Yeah, so you can get there in the 2-hour span and get through the line quicker. Like the scan that your luggage goes through is so much more like high tech.
Right.
They can see exactly what you've got in there and go through the line quicker.
Oh, okay. Now, like, I've never been on a cruise or anything. Do you have to go through all of that too?
No.
When you go on a cruise? No.
So, I mean, to be honest, I haven't gone on a cruise yet either. My first cruise will be in 25.
Okay.
But I have taken the classes online and certified with Carnival, and so yes, I do know quite a bit. And I just booked, a couple of cruises already. But you do not have to go through a scan or
No, they don't check your luggage and all that?
No, they don't. But at the same time, you want to get there in time also. So the best way is to get to the cruise on time and not run late is to spend the night before in the area, whether it's Galveston or Florida or Seattle, at the ports. Spend the night before so that the next morning you're fresh, you're ready to go, and
in case you forgot something.
Yeah.
You're there. All right. So your goals for the future, like you said, was to
travel more.
Yeah.
Travel
Me
more.
too.
And also group travel, make my itineraries ready to go. So I have a lot more goals that are still a little, I'm going to say hush hush because I don't want to, bring out too much information. It's my own personal goals, but, as a travel agent, I'm excited.
Well, I love that your title, Laura Loves Travel.
Laura Love Travel Company. So people forget to put company behind it. But
I did too.
It's okay. So it's Laura Love, because that's my name, Laura Love, and then Travel Company. So I have other businesses that are going towards the company part. Like I do travel bling, right? So I have jewelry that you can use on the travels. And then I have also, I'm working on my logo to have merchandise. So that's also part of my company, so that I want it to grow as well in 2025. So those 3 things.
Nice. So how And where can we find you if we want to start traveling?
Well, my cell phone number is 210-952-8818. And you can text me through there. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram under my handle is Lara Love Travel Company. And message me through there. Or you can get my email address is travelout88@yahoo.com.
Okay, I'll write all that down. Don't worry, guys. I'll try and put it right here on the screen. Hopefully it comes out. If not, just go ahead and go down to the description box. I'll have all your information, how to get a hold of her. If y'all want to start to travel, New Year's is coming up.
Yes, all the travel promotions are going to be coming out for the new year. It's going to be time to start booking November, December for the 2025. Even in January, it's going to have a lot of promotions. But even something locally, if you wanted something local, like just around town, like here in San Antonio, you want to do something for your family, you can't, a staycation, the resorts that are here in town, like bringing business to San Antonio really helps our economy. And so, like I said, I have affiliation with the party bus. And so if you want to, get together, whether it's a bachelorette party or maybe it's a birthday party or you want to do a winery or you want to do any type of party, I am party. I love having fun, and I will get you to the destination safely and back, and we can do excursions. I love to do like zip lining events, kayaking, and skydiving, like those types of deals. Like I love all of that adventures. Hit me up again, 210-952-8818.
All right, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. I've learned a lot.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
And I wish you the best of luck with all of this spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, so that's another episode. Wonderful. If you want to start traveling, look up Lara. I'll have her all her information in the description box, like I said. So, all right. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Thank you. So I do offer all of this free to all these small businesses, side hustles, vendors, artists. All of this is free. But if you would like to help me out with this little work that I'm doing, please can you go up there, hit the like and subscribe button. That really, really is going to help me out to continue to do this, which I really love to do. And San Antonio has so much to offer. I can't get it all in one season. We're going to keep doing this. I want to keep doing this. So if you would please just like and subscribe, put the little bell so you can get notified. All right, so y'all have a great Thursday, a great weekend. Now you know what to do this weekend is to find Lara on Facebook. And next episode, we're going to have Linda Medina with Creating Quantum Solutions, because it's that time of year to start thinking taxes.
She is my credit repair person.
Really?
And she's going to be my tax lady.
Yes. So, yeah, we got to do it, guys. We don't want to, but we got to do it.
Having someone that knows what they're doing definitely is going to get you to that.
Exactly.
Smoothly.
So, yeah, definitely. All right, stress-free. That's what we want. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a great one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Lidia Rodriguez, and this is Small Biz Spotlight 210. Thank you again, as always, for joining me again for another episode. If you are new to me, what I'm trying to do with this YouTube channel is exactly what the name says, is to put a spotlight on some small businesses here in San Antonio. So if you could please stay with me till the end of the video, I do have some really important information to share with all of y'all. Okay, and also with the information for next episode. So today we're here again at the WUSA headquarters at the Urban Office Building with another WUSA member. WUSA is Women Unlimited of San Antonio. In case you didn't know, follow them on Facebook. Okay, so today's episode, if you are 50 and above, this one is going to be really, really important. So grab your cup of coffee, have a seat with hopefully a pen and paper. But as always, I always put everything in the description box. But today we have Rhonda Short with Mature Diva Travel. Yes. All right. I'm 50 and above. I'm not going to say exactly what my age is, but I'm up there. So, Rhonda, this really caught my eye. It really did caught my eye because, like I said, I'm 50 plus, and this really, really attracted me to what you're offering. So, but first and foremost, full introduction.
I'm Rhonda Short of Mature Diva Travel, and my mission is to help the ladies over 50 get out of town to their dream destinations.
Fantastic. So, were you born and raised here in San Antonio?
No, but I got here as soon as I could. I was actually born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice.
I lived there for 40 years, and great upbringing. St. Louis has so much to offer. A free international zoo. We have the symphony orchestra. We have shopping and food and so many things, cultural things to do in St. Louis. So it was really great having the opportunity to grow up there. My parents had been married for 58 years.
Wow.
So a lot of love, a lot of stories in St. Louis, and I lived there until I was 40.
Wow. Okay, I won't ask you your age. I'm not gonna say it.
57 and proud of it.
Oh, okay, yay. So why Texas?
Why Texas? Okay. Funny that you should ask. So I met my husband and we got married. And when I met my husband, he was finishing his master's degree in library science.
Oh, wow.
And the whole time that he was going through the process of completing his degree, there were all kinds of library management jobs available in St. Louis. So we naturally thought that was going to be his next step. We would stay in St. Louis with his family and my family surrounding us. Well, as soon as, the minute he got that degree, opportunity just dried up.
Wow.
We couldn't find a management position in library science for anything. So he says, what do you think about moving? I said, well, if it's a warmer climate, I'm interested because I'm sick of the snow.
We are definitely warm here.
Yes. So 2 weeks after we had that conversation, he accepted a position with Kilgore College in East Texas near Longview. And we moved to Longview, Texas for 5 years. And I accepted a position with a networking company that did large-scale events in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And so that's where I continued my travel planning as well as now event planning. And that prompted me to go back to school to finish my degree in hospitality and tourism management.
Nice.
So that I could have the credentials
to
go along with
what
the
you're
experience.
doing.
And so, just like him, the whole time I was studying, there's all kinds of event planner, management positions open throughout Texas. As soon as I got my degree, it dries up.
What?
Yes. So my husband says, well, I saw this position in San Antonio. What do you think? And I'm like all into my feelings. I'm like, nothing's working out for me. Go ahead and apply. 2 weeks later, he gets the position.
We snatched them up.
Yeah.
We know good talent when we see it. Yeah, absolutely.
So we moved to San Antonio. I have to sell the house in Longview. We lived apart for about 6 months while I was getting
that
the
must have
house
been
on the
hard.
market, and we traveled back and forth.
Yeah.
It was hard, but we made it work. Then I got here, and we are not leaving San Antonio. We love San Antonio.
Absolutely. What's not to? Well, okay, I won't get. No.
That's a happy hour conversation, right?
That's another segment.
Stay tuned.
So, did you bring any family with you? You got family here in San Antonio?
We did not bring any family with us. I do not have any children, and my husband did not have any children. And both sets of parents stayed in St. Louis.
Did they come and visit at least?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
They love to come and visit, so
Uh-huh.
that's always fun.
So when they visit, and I know y'all are thinking, thinking, she better ask this question. St. Louis barbecue or Texas barbecue?
Don't hate me, y'all. Don't hate me. It's such a vast difference between St. Louis style barbecue and Texas barbecue.
Definitely, yes.
And we learned that quickly. When we moved to Texas, they said, oh, you got to go. I'm not going to put anybody on blast. You got to go to this specific restaurant. They have the best barbecue in East Texas. And we went with high hopes and anticipation, salivating. And we sit down and they bring us the food and we're like, what's that? That is not barbecue. That is grilled meat with some sauce on the side. And St. Louis is, as a St. Louis resident, we are used to wet-based barbecue, meaning the meat is being marinated and cooked in the barbecue sauce. It's being, rotated and turned and rotisserie and the whole nine.
It's totally different.
It is totally different.
It's oranges and apples. So
Exactly.
it just all depends. I know. Put you on the spot there.
That's okay. That's okay. Karen, you know what? I did find some great barbecue here at J. Alexander's. Shout out J. Alexander. Call me. They have a great barbecue ribs and mac and cheese, which I love.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than that, we have a really nice grill in our backyard, and we go out there and we do the thing.
All right. Okay. We'll get off of that subject already. So, to the Mature Diva Travel, how did you come up with that concept?
Actually, the concept came about as an extension of my main business. So my main business is the Mature Diva. That's the brand. And when I was 49 years old, I really had and I was like really wondering what that 50-year-old experience is going to be. And there wasn't a lot of information out there from brown-skinned people like me. I was like, other than Oprah, I'm like, what am I supposed to expect? And I'm not rich.
Right.
And so they made it seem, mainstream media made it seem like once you turn 50, you get a rocking chair.
Oh my God.
And you get an AARP card and a hysterectomy. And I'm like, there's got to be more to this story than what I'm seeing here. So I started doing my research, and I found lovely ladies online that were in this demographic that were talking about the things that I wanted to talk about.
Right.
And so I just decided to add my voice to that collection of women.
I think that's why I was drawn to it, because at least I haven't seen that, like, we want to be catered to. We've got specific things that we like and that we want, and there's not very much out there. The travel agencies, it's nothing to say, like, some of us would like a big adventure and do zip lining. Go for it.
Exactly.
Do it. But I have always been a homebody, so I would love to have a place that I can go away from home to relax and do stuff that a mature diva would like to do.
Exactly. Well, what I tell people is that my travel experience when I was a 20-year-old is vastly different than what I expect and what I need as a 50-year-old.
Right.
You know, when I was 20, all I needed was a seat. It could be aisle, middle, window, because I was skinny. I'm like,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, girl, I need some room. I got some hips that I need to accommodate up in here. So I'm like, okay, the 20-year-old would just sit in a seat. I'm like, I got my bikini, I got my credit card, I got some protection, I'm good.
Yeah, hiking boots and everything.
Now, as a 50-year-old, I'm like, does that resort have a spa?
Exactly.
Does it have at least 5 bars,
Right,
some restaurants, a large pool?
A car to travel from there to there.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to do a whole pilgrimage from one end of wherever I'm at to the other.
Exactly.
Can I go on a bus tour or something? You know.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
when we went to
definitely.
Sandals, Ochi, we had the butler service, and they came and picked you up in the golf carts, and they took you around to the different parts of the resort if it was a long walk.
Right.
And as a 50-year-old woman, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, we can walk, but sometimes depending on the weather, we don't want to be walking too much. Not just because we're more mature, but maybe health issues. Right? So that's what really drew me to what you're offering, because I was like, finally somebody from my point of view of what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Definitely. So my next question is this just for women, or there's couples, or what exactly do you have?
So my primary focus when I started was the 50-year-old woman. That was my demographic. But that evolved because, you know what? The 50-year-old woman may have a spouse, significant other, friends, children, and grandchildren. So I can't alienate them and say, girl, I'm only doing your travel. The rest of the family, they on their own. No. I extend that service to their family. Whomever they want to bring on their trip, that's who I'm going to serve.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. Yeah. Sometimes we want to bring hubby along.
If they're good.
Yeah. Hey, we will allow them. No, I am just kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
I love my husband.
So, on these travel destinations, are they just in the U.S. or you do international as well?
I do international as well. Mainly, my requests are for the Caribbean and Europe.
Ooh. Wow. So those are the most popular destinations?
Those are the most popular. Very few of my requests are Florida, Vegas, although I have done them. But like I said, a lot of my requests are, I need to get out of the country. I want to get on a ship. I want to go to an all-inclusive, somewhere warm, tropical. Let's go. And then lately, a lot of my requests are for Spain and Greece.
Oh my God, I would love that one. Greece. Yes. Oh my God. Okay.
Santorini, here we come.
You go to Santorini? That's on my bucket list. That's one of my dream destinations. Girl, okay.
I love the bucket list travel.
Yes. And well, on Instagram, which y'all need to follow her on Instagram, I have seen your own pics of you on the cruise ships. Where have you been?
Oh my goodness. Bimini was my last island. Of course, I've been to Jamaica several times, Bahamas several times. Why can't I think now? I've been to a lot of San Martin, Belize.
Wow.
I've been to quite a few islands.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. And which one was your favorite?
Bimini.
Really?
Yes.
What was somebody from our age? What is it that you really liked about that destination?
What I liked about Bimini is, number one, I was sailing on Virgin, which is an all-adults cruise line.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. You cannot get on the ship if you are under the age of 18.
Oh.
So their island, their private island, is also all adults.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you walk in and there's nothing against children.
Right.
But there's no kids screaming, running around, and, doing the children thing.
Right, right.
It's not a carnival cruise. It's a virgin cruise.
That's fantastic. So, is that the only cruise line that you work with, or
No, I work with all of them.
All of them. Okay.
My favorites are right now Virgin,
Mm-hmm.
Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Princess, and I've done Carnival as well. And then I've had clients do Holland America, and they said it was the best ever.
That was Brenda. I still need to get her to do an interview too.
Should have her come in.
Okay, so now this is made perfect for 50 and over. So what else would draw us to you? Do you have specific itineraries for somebody that is our age and above?
I like to start with the chill aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are thrilled. I'm more chill.
Mm-hmm.
But if my client says, you know what, chill is good, but there is one zip line that I really want to do. It's my job to get that zip line into their itinerary, because itineraries are going to change just as personalities are different.
Yes.
My husband and I are both over the age of 50, and we go to the same destination, but what we have in mind in terms of fun for our day could be totally different.
Right.
He's going to sit down and read. I'm like, where's karaoke and the bar and the spa?
Exactly. That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not a monolith. We're all different, and some of us do want to do the adventure stuff. So I'm glad you offer both, like you said, the adventure or the couch potato. That's me. I'm the couch potato.
For example, we actually went on a Carnival cruise last year, and at the top of both of our lists was, we're doing that doggone water slide.
Ooh.
We did the water slide, and it was like, okay, we don't ever have to do that again. We're done.
At least you got to try it,
Yes.
which is fantastic for a lot of us that we want to get out of the whole routine that's done here at home. You want to have an adventure, but you don't want to break a hip.
Exactly.
So we can try things once, and then we're done. Bucket list crossed out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've done the zip line thing, I've done the water slides. I'm good.
Yeah. Good. I'm so glad. Okay, so it's good. You don't have to do the chill if you don't want to. You can do the adventure. Fantastic. And you offer, and you offer everything. It all depends on your client.
Exactly.
And you have all the connections.
Yes.
Right.
So our business partners are going to be the cruise lines, the all-inclusives, the tour guides. So those are going to be our business partners that help us curate the trip that you need, that you've been dreaming about.
All right. So do you have already hotels? Do you offer bed and breakfasts?
I have not gotten to bed and breakfasts, and I really need to explore that more. However, we do have hotel partners. We can get certified I'm certified with Marriott.
Oh, okay.
So a person can come to me and say, I have Marriott points. I'd like to stay here or there. I can make that reservation for them. Now, I can make reservations at any hotel, but sometimes the brands actually offer us incentives.
Oh, okay.
To pass along to you as the client.
Fantastic. And so this would be good for anybody that even just wants a staycation, just here in Texas or here in the States. What is the most recent state in the United States that you've booked somebody for?
Texas, right around
Texas.
the corner.
Whoa, really?
At the Hyatt.
Uh-huh.
They were coming from Dallas.
Oh, okay.
And they said, hey, we want to go to San Antonio, and, we want to stay within the state of Texas, and we want to go to San Antonio, and we want to go to SeaWorld and all the things. So I said, oh, okay, well, we have a beautiful Hyatt here, or you can stay at the La Cantera Resort, whichever you prefer.
Okay. When is the best time to do an actual trip? Like, I know there's some times where they're like, oh, you should go on this month because it's not so busy.
Depends on what you're looking for. So my clients that are looking for fewer children in the environment, I would advise them to not go during the peak season, that summer season, that May, June, July, because children are out of school.
Right.
So they're going to be on the cruise ships with their parents. Now, if you want, to go after that, maybe in August, September, you'll see fewer children. Or if you want to do a European cruise.
Right, that would be a different time.
Yeah.
That would be a whole different season, like you called it. When is that one a good time to start?
Well, we definitely don't want to go during hurricane season. But we also want to get a nice getaway when it's not too cold. It may be attractive to see the flights and the hotels to London. For under $1,000, you're like, oh, great. And you get there and it's 20 degrees and you can't do anything. And it's raining.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so there's certain things that you have to consider. Rain, weather, Mother Nature, price, and when's a good time for your schedule.
Yeah. How far in advance do you think that we should start planning one?
I like to plan at least 1 year out, but there are things that we can do if you have 6 months or less. I would not advise something like right around the corner. Oh my God, next month I want to go out of the country.
Yeah, that's a whole passport and your TSA thing that you got to go through.
Yes, and that's one of the things that we can plan for when we have enough time. Do you have clear? Do you have TSA pre-check? Is your passport in order? Can we get it renewed in time?
Right. Yeah, you have to keep that passport updated all the time.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And so do you help with all of that? And let me see, what other questions should I have for you? I'm trying to think because I want to plan my own.
And yes, when we take on a new client, we normally send them a questionnaire. Where do you want to go? When do you want to go? What's your price range? Do you have your passport? If not, that's where we need to start. Let's start with getting your passport.
Good. So you have a whole checklist already ready for us to go through. That's fantastic.
And I also have a free resource. It's a 50th birthday cruise planner that's free online. So
we like free. We like free.
We'll have that in the description box.
Yeah, I need to write that down. Okay, so I mentioned that she has Instagram. What other social media do you have?
Well, I am on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We'll put that link there as well.
Yes, on YouTube I am The Mature Diva. On Instagram I am The Mature Divas.
Okay.
On, let's see, what else do we have? TikTok. The Mature Diva.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and also on Amazon. I have a storefront on Amazon.
Oh, wow. A storefront. That's the other question I wanted to... Okay, she's got like clothes and jewelry.
I'm a paparazzi consultant.
As well.
Yes. I don't know if I have the internet here, but I'm going to try to pull up my storefront while we're talking. Yes.
So she will not just only get you your either event planned or your travel planned, but she can dress you too.
Exactly. It's funny that you brought that up. I'm glad that you did, because there are products that we need as travelers, and we don't know we need it until like 2 weeks before we go.
Right.
Oh no, I don't have a non-surge protector to plug in my devices. I don't have, air compression bags for my suitcase so I can fit in all my cute clothes and not be overweight and get charged $50 per bag.
Right. Yes. What is the most the mistakes that a traveler makes?
One that I've seen happen over and over again, especially with cruising. We get so excited and we pack everything in our suitcase. We get to the port. We have the porter take away our suitcase. And it's got our medicine. It's got our passport. It's got our money. So we go to check in and they say, okay, round the short, where's your passport? And I go, oh, it's in the luggage that I just checked. And guess what? Panic sets in because all black suitcases look the same.
Right. So then you have to wait for them to find your suitcase for you to then get all that.
If there's enough time, if you check in at 3 and the ship leaves at 4, we may not have enough time to do that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So have your passport and meds, your ID and money with you, not in the suitcase.
Yes, I tell all of my first-time cruisers, here's my checklist. Follow it verbatim. Have especially your passport, your ID, and your money, maybe on a fanny pack. And you don't even have to worry about, I didn't have enough space in my purse.
Right.
It's in my fanny pack. I just pull it out, and we're good to go.
Okay. That is good advice. Any other advice you would give?
I would not wait until the last minute to renew your passport, like I did. And I know better. Don't wait until the last minute to renew your passport. That puts you in a whole nother bucket of stress that you really don't need. Another one would be don't wait until the last minute to do shopping on Amazon, because you may be waiting for things to come in, and sometimes Amazon doesn't deliver when they say they're going to deliver.
Yeah, that does happen. That does happen.
And if there's something that you really want, or you really need, or you really had your heart set on, I'm going to wear this outfit on this night, and it's supposed to come in today, and I leave tomorrow.
Right. So would you recommend for somebody to even pack light?
If you can. I've learned, on my first cruise, I packed everything. I was the woman that showed up with the big suitcases, and I had everything.
You were moving in.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, you need Tylenol? I got Tylenol. You need, flip-flops? I got flip-flops. I had everything. And as I evolved into a frequent traveler, I learned the things that I need, the things that I think I need, and the things that I can repurpose. I used to bring all kinds of outfits, morning, noon, night.
Right.
And now I'm more like, what can I repurpose? That same pair of black slacks can be paired with a halter. It could be paired with a long sleeve shirt if I need it. And one thing that every woman needs is a pashmina.
What is a pashmina?
A pashmina is a shawl. It's a lightweight shawl. And even in the most tropical environments at night, it can get chilly.
Yeah.
And
you're in the middle of the ocean and you're like,
yes.
What do I do?
Yeah. I'm forced to go down to the gift shop and buy a $50, sweatshirt or something that doesn't complement my outfit just to stay warm. When you can just pack a neutral color pashmina, a black, white, tan, and just keep it in your bag. I even tie mine around my purse.
Oh, okay.
So I know I won't forget it.
That's a good idea. Yes. Okay, so advice is a shawl.
Yes.
Everywhere you go. And have your passport, ID, and money with you at all times.
Yes. And, there might be a discussion about, do I need a passport book or do I need a passport card?
Oh, okay.
So there's a slight difference.
What are the difference for that?
The passport book is universal. It's going to get you wherever you need to go. The passport card does have some limitations, and my advice is at least get one of them. If I had my choice, it would be the passport book. That gives me a broader spectrum of my uses and where I can go. However, on a closed loop cruise, for those that are new to cruising, a closed loop cruise starts in one location like Galveston, and it ends in the same location in Galveston.
Okay.
So in that case, you can cruise with a certified birth certificate. However, if something happens, let's say you're in Cancun, you miss the ship. You're stuck in Cancun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And guess what? They're going to make you get an expedited passport to get back. And all of the fees that are associated with an expedited passport and last minute travel, all of the things. Whereas if you had your passport,
right,
even if you got stuck in Cancun, you're an American citizen, you have your passport, you can get back on the next flight.
That would be a whole extra cost on top of what you've already paid and what you have on you.
Yes.
Wow, that would really ruin
your trip.
Yeah,
you see it happen a lot when people get injured in a foreign port. They're like, oh, I was on the motor scooter and I fell off and I broke my elbow and the ER took 5 hours to see me and my ship sailed without me.
Right. That would be horrible. Yeah. So, excuse me, guys. That is one question that I didn't even ask Laura from Laura Loves Travel is, excuse me, medical information. Like not just us for the medicine to always have our meds with us and enough for the whole trip.
And even beyond. Because what happens if your cruise gets extended by a day or two because of bad weather? What if your flight gets canceled when you get home?
And you're stuck at the airport.
You're stuck at the airport.
You need to have your meds
Right.
with you. Oh my God, so many things that I forgot to even think about. And so what do you say about insurance, your medical insurance? Do you take it with you? Do you have to let them know, like, hey, if I get injured in Cancun, can I still see a doctor over there?
Good thing that you brought this up. It's so important. So most of our United States insurance carriers do not cover us when we're abroad traveling. I always suggest getting travel insurance. Travel insurance is going to not only cover your medical, depending on the plan that you get, it can cover your medical, or at least cover most of it, but it's also going to help in the event that you missed your flight or your ship. Help me get back home. And in certain cases, even before you leave, if something happens and you need to switch your dates to another date, they'll help you get switched over without a huge penalty. And you can buy that from the actual brand itself, that Carnival or the Royal Caribbean, or you can go to a third party like an Allianz travel insurance.
And do you help with that at your offices?
That's part of the protocol when you call me and say I want to go here. As we're making those plans, there's a box that I need to check that the client either accepted travel insurance or declined the travel insurance.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so glad that we got that. That is like vital information for anybody that wanting to travel.
But I would say, check with your individual insurance provider to ask, will you cover me if I go overseas? I'm in, Santorini. Will you cover me?
If something, God forbid, happens.
Yes.
All right. So, I mean, it sounds like to me you've got it covered. You know what you're doing. You've got your credentials and everything. You know from experience everything. Where and how can we get a hold of you if we want to book?
I would love to help you and your watching audience. I'm at Rhonda at maturedivatravel.com, and my website is maturedivatravel.com.
All right. Okay, and as usual, of course, if y'all didn't catch that, I will have it in the description box. And more than likely, you already know me. I'm having it right here in the screen itself. So that was fantastic. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I learned so much more new things, and because we, the mature people here, well, we have we have a whole new set of requirements that's needed for travel. So I'm so glad that you brought this to San Antonio, because we definitely need to know all these things so we can have an absolutely amazing trip.
Well, that's what I'm here for, and I'm constantly learning too. Just when you think you know everything about travel, something changes. So
I
have to stay abreast of training and visiting the vendors at different locations, so I can help you more.
All right, so you know where to go, people. Let's get out of San Antonio just for a little bit. It's great here, but sometimes we need a little break. Yeah. So we know where to go to now. Miss Rhonda Short. Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure.
For doing this. Thank you, all of y'all, for staying to the end of the video. As always, thank you. But if you want to help me some more, because I do offer this service of being video interviewed here for my YouTube channel, totally free to anybody that wants to come on here. So if you want to continue watching these, because I do want to continue doing it, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. That really helps me out. Please. And if you know anybody that has a small business or would, like an opportunity to be here on my YouTube channel, please give them my email address, which is smallbizspotlight210@gmail.com. Okay? And for the important information, next episode, next Thursday, I'm going to have Lachey McHugh. Now, she has one. Okay, I need to look at my notes for this one because I don't want to fumble it. Neurosomatic counseling and consulting, which is
what does that mean?
That's really interesting. You gotta watch the video. You gotta watch the interview, guys. Neurosomatic counseling and consulting. It's something that we all need to be doing. It's the mindfulness.
Oh, I love that.
Right? We all need some of that. So it's going to be super interesting. I hope to see you next week, next Thursday. Y'all have a fantastic Thursday, and y'all have a fantastic weekend. And look up Rhonda Short, Mature Diva Travel. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye. Yay! That was great. My name is Lidia Rodriguez, and this is Small Biz Spotlight 210. Thank you so much for joining us again for another episode. If you are new to me, my channel, what I'm doing is exactly what the title says. It's to put a spotlight on small businesses here in San Antonio. Hopefully later on I can start working my way out to the surrounding areas. So please stay till the end of the video because I do have more information to share with all of y'all. So today in this episode, I have Sara Elizondo, who has made her side hustle a small business. So Sara, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here.
So go ahead, full introduction.
Okay, So my name is Sara Elizondo, and I'm here from San Antonio, and I am a independent consultant with Omni Live and Say Two. Two different brands, one same company. The company has been in business for 33 years in Mexico. They're originally from Guadalajara, and in the U.S., they've been in business for 30 years.
Wow, okay. So you said you were born and raised here in San Antonio?
I've actually been here 20 years in San Antonio. I'm originally from Laredo, Texas.
Ooh, Laredo.
Yeah, Laredo.
So can you go ahead and share with us a story about your husband and how it led you to OmniLife?
Yes, so I am fairly new to OmniLife. We've been doing business for about 5 months. Originally, we came across OmniLife because of health issues, just like a lot of people out there. My husband suffered a heart attack last year in November. He had no history of high blood pressure, heart condition, anything like that, cholesterol, nothing like that. It happened that he was working outside on the yard, and he started feeling sick. He went to my office, which is only about maybe 5 minutes away from home. And he got there, and I'm like, what are you doing here? I was just like, you're not supposed to be here. I'm not out yet. But he's like, I don't feel good. And I do have a medical background. So I was like, okay, so what's going on? And he's like, my arm is hurting. I feel sweats. And I'm like, mentally thinking, this is not good. We have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So luckily we went to Mission Trails, which is only a few minutes away from the office. But as we were walking inside the hospital, he literally was having a walking heart attack. He coded. So they ended up, the hospital was, really great. All the staff members, they ended up taking care of him, doing everything that needed to be done. Within the hour, he was in surgery, having, a procedure done. It was kind of scary, and it was unexpected, but we had to go through that. He ended up in ICU for three days. So then after that, I'm a diabetic type 2, so I was always tired, always exhausted. My diabetes was going up and down, and I always had low energy, and I needed something to get through my day, because just like a lot of people out there, I had 2 jobs. I was going to school, I have kids and a dog and everything else in between.
Are you Superwoman?
I'm trying.
That's a lot.
But no, that's a lot. And a lot of us go through that throughout the day. We have kids, we have multiple jobs, and everything else that we go throughout our day. But I needed an energy drink. I was taking an over-the-counter energy drink out there, and doing pretty much an energy drink every day. And I knew it wasn't healthy for me, my heart especially.
Yeah.
But I needed it because I was always exhausted. So that's when I came across Omni Life and their products. What I love about them is that they're 100% organic, 100% natural. They have plants, seeds, natural sugar like monk fruit and stevia, which are plant-based sweeteners. And they're good for you. They're healthy for you. I started with the Magnus, which is this right here. And what I love about them is that they have a compound named micellization that upon the contact with water, it dissolves. So therefore, your body absorbs the nutrients a lot faster, and they're not hard on your kidneys or your liver.
That's
also
important.
a great thing. It's very
important. Wow, because I know like a lot of times we go to the doctor, we're not feeling well. At least, that's been my experience, because I suffer through fatigue and everything like that as well. But you always get side effects from medicines,
Yes.
That's not for everybody, of course. This is not for everybody. And this is not to take place of what your doctor tells you, for sure. But so all the side effects and everything, for some people, it really starts like tumbling to even worse and worse things. So is that the reason why you started to trust OmniLife with your own family, was because it was natural?
Yes. And again, Omni Life is not a medication. I'm a diabetic type 2. I still follow my doctor's instructions and I take medication. You know, so I'm not putting my medication aside or the doctor's orders. But what Omni Life is a wellness supplements. They're supplements. So therefore, because we're always running around, because we have so many things going on, we don't always necessarily take the right foods because, you know, it's a fast pace of living.
Most of us have that 9 to 5 job, and then we're running to get the kids, and then by the time you get home, you're too tired to cook and to think of a well-balanced meal.
Yes. And yes, there's a lot of great resources out there with different companies offering wellness balanced meals. But think about it. If you need the right amount of vitamin C, a lot of times you have to take 1575 oranges. You're not going to eat that in one day to get the right amount of vitamin C's. When you have a small package like this that everything's already compound on it, and all you need is a bottle of water. So it's a lot easier to take the right nutrients because they're there, you know.
Can you put it in something hot?
Yes. There are some, like the Theatino, which is a weight loss supplement. It's a lemon flavored tea. This particular one can be drink hot or cold. It has the same effect. It's just depending on what your preference is.
Okay. So you saw a difference with your husband's, like not being so tired. It helped him, and it helped you with you having your diabetes. So is seeing that in your own life, is that what made you choose to be an independent distributor?
Yes, because I saw the difference and the change in our health. For me, it was a change right away. For my husband, it took him a little bit longer to trust the energy drink just because he had suffered a heart attack and he was scared to take anything, especially an energized drink. But he does work outside, so he was tired most of the time with the heat and the hard work that they do.
The heat here in Texas.
Yes, in Texas, definitely. So it took him a little bit longer to trust the fact that he was going to take an energy drink, and he had just suffered a heart attack. But he's been taking the energy drink ever since, and his health is good, his energy levels have increased, and he's also taking other supplements that are going to complement his medical condition.
Okay, so there's something here for everybody, or everything. Certain people are going to be wanting just vitamin C, somebody needs fiber, somebody needs weight loss, somebody like you with diabetes. There's something here for everybody?
Yes. Omni Life has a huge variety of supplements depending on your needs. For example, we have the Via Dulce, which is my major one because I'm a diabetic. And Via Dulce, what it does, it helps you regulate your insulin levels. Again, it's not a medication, it's a supplement, but it does help you with cravings, sweetness, you know.
I get that.
I'm bad with panecito. I would rather have the bread than the salad. But the Via Dulce helps me not to be craving the sweetness that much, okay, for diabetes. And then, for example, we have the Power Gain. Anybody that is suffering with bones or joints, Power Gain is the best option for you. In this particular case, when I went through COVID, you know, I got COVID 3 times, so I was suffering a lot of joint pain and muscle pain. So Power Gain has helped me reduce the pain levels, you know, that I was suffering from, to the point where I couldn't get off of bed because I was in so much pain.
Wow.
So the Power Gain is specifically for bones and muscles. And then we have the OML Plus, which is for the immune system, and these products are safe to be taken by children or pregnant ladies. A lot of people say like, no, I'm pregnant, I don't want to take anything, but these are actually going to help you with your immune system and the essential vitamins that your body needs.
Awesome.
We do have a certification that states that our products are safe to be taken by anybody. That includes babies or pregnant ladies or people that are 90, 100 years old. They can take our supplements. We do have a certification.
So men and women.
Men and women, yes. And we have a particular product that it's called FAM. For hormone balance. It's not going to produce any hormones. It's just going to naturally help you balance your own hormones. It's not a hormone supplement, but it helps you naturally balance your hormones in your body. This is specifically for women, and we do have one that is called Om. I don't have a sample with me right now, but we do have one that is called Om that is usually for men. We got a friend in the house for men that have hormone issues.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. That would be good, like for teenagers going through irregular periods and
Yes,
stuff like
teenagers. It's good for your skin, your nails, your hair, premenopause, menopause. It's good for all that for women.
So, OmniLife doesn't just like, oh, okay, you want to sell and then just throw you out there. They actually take the time to teach you what each product can do for you.
Yes, so we do have trainings. We do. I do have an office located here at the Urban Offices Building, 84 Northeast Loop 410, San Antonio, Texas. And we do offer trainings for anybody that is interested in knowing more about our products and developing your own company, because OmniLife does offer the opportunity for you to become an independent consultant. We do offer trainings.
I think we have a ghost.
I think we do.
Out.
We do not have one. We do
There's
not
no
have a
ghost
ghost in the
here,
house, okay?
yeah.
We were just messing with you.
Okay, so OmniLife doesn't just go ahead and throw you out there. They actually take the time to train you so with each product, so you know what to help your customers with.
Yes, so OmniLife does offer the opportunity for you to become an independent consultant. So if that's something that you're interested in, we do have a location here at the Urban Offices, which are located at 84 Northeast Loop 410 in San Antonio, Texas. And then, you reach out to us, you're interested in becoming your own independent consultant. We do offer trainings and to provide you with the information about how the products work, what are they good for, and all that good stuff that we go through trainings, so that way you can be comfortable knowing about the product. The most important thing is that health is number one priority for us. The company logo is people taking care of people. So definitely starting with your own health is the best way to go out there and reach out to people and for the opportunity for them to become healthy. That's the number one priority of OmniLife, for people to be healthy.
That's fantastic. Yes. So, and it's a wonderful thing that to be healthy, they have a really big, making sure that the products, like you had mentioned earlier, are vegan, they're organic, they're FDA approved. And you said, okay, so you have this office, and they started in Mexico, but you had mentioned something about a factory here in Texas.
Yes, so OmniLife is opening the first factory in Texas. They're gonna be located in Irving, Texas, closer to Dallas. We were expecting the office to be open by this September. Fortunately, the office plans got bigger. It outgrew their original plan. So they're not able to open this September, but they should be open pretty soon, 2025. So we're very excited about that, because our products are actually going to be made in the USA, which is great. We have the FDA approved certifications.
Right.
So, it's going to be a whole new field. We're very excited about that plant that is coming up. And they have one more plant in Colombia. And then we have the major big plant home office in Guadalajara.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're very excited about this coming up 2025 with the plant opening up
Yeah.
in Irving, Texas.
So I know a lot of y'all, and I've heard it from other people too, because I actually do. We have that one, and I'm gonna get this one. I've heard a lot about, I don't trust stuff from Mexico, and I don't know what they have in it. But if they're having a factory here in Texas, in the USA, you know it's got to pass stringent. Yeah, so they're good to go. FDA approved, guys.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, okay, so you mentioned, what was the address here again for our viewers?
We're located inside the urban building, located at 84 Northeast Loop 410, San Antonio, Texas. Inside the urban office building.
Okay, and don't worry, guys. Down in the description box, I'm gonna have all your links in there too, because I know you do have social media.
Yes.
You're on Facebook.
We do have Facebook, Sara Elizondo, Omni Life. We do have TikTok, Instagram,
Okay.
and WhatsApp. So you can always reach out to me through any social medias. Like you mentioned, the link is going to be left on the video, so that way you can have access to us. And we can do a home visit, or you can come and visit us at our office, and we'll provide you more information.
And this is her office. So
This
she
is
has
her
all
office.
her products here. And on your website, just to let you know, right now most of it is in Spanish.
Yes.
But if you take a look, guys, because my daughter did the same thing, where she looked at it and she thought, oh, Mom, I can't read this. It's all in Spanish. Please take a closer look, because they'll have it in Spanish first, but then it down right below it, it does have it in English, a little description of what it is and what it offers and what it has in it. And it's the tab that says Omni Life,
Yes.
because y'all do have the set you.
Say
So,
along with the wellness supplements with Omni Life, we do have another brand called Say Tu. This is our vegan product line for skin. And we are officially the sponsors for Miss Universe this year. So we're very, very excited and happy. All the misses from Miss Universe are going to be using our makeup line with Say Tu. But this is 100% vegan. We have products for the skincare. We have products for the hair. And then we have, of course, our waterproof, sweat-proof makeup, powder, liquid makeup, lipsticks, eyeliners, and mascara. So you can go
I
wrong with
want
that.
to try that sweat-proof makeup, because here in San Antonio, no, you just get out, you open your front door, and then you're sweating with your makeup and everything. Yeah, it's bad, but yeah, that would be very interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
and definitely, and we do have free facials. We do offer free facials. So if you're interested in knowing more about the skincare product line, definitely reach out to us. You can come to our office, and we'll do the free facials here. We can do one-on-one. You can bring a couple of girls, whatever best works for you guys, and we can also do a home visit. If you feel more comfortable that we go to you, then we can set up an appointment, and we are available, so we can meet you at the house.
Is that an extra charge?
No, there is no charge. It's completely free. We just want to provide information about the wellness supplements, and we want to provide information about our skincare product line. And we understand that a lot of the times, if you're a mom out there, you can't really go to a lot of events,
Right.
or if you are somebody with certain medical conditions that you can't get out of the house, but you're interested in getting more information, then we can definitely come to you. All we need to do is set up an appointment, a date and time that works best.
That would be so nice to have like a girls' day at the house. Get some margaritas, hint, my daughters, and have a spa day, or a mother and daughter kind of get together, and then Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yes, and again, it's completely free. We just do request that you set up an appointment so that way we can come to you. We bring you all the information that we provide, other product lines, and we just give you information. You don't have to buy a certain amount of products, anything like that. We just want to put our products out there so people can be aware of that there's other options out there. You know, we do have coffee, we have tea, we have our wellness supplements, and they are affordable. You know, we just want to make sure that you have a healthier choice, that you make a healthier choice to feel better.
That's awesome. And also, you do offer a membership, right? Is that right?
Yes, we do have Omni Life does offer a membership. It's only $49 at the moment, and when you purchase your membership, you get a free box of our energy drink. Original price is $39. The membership is $49. So technically, you'll be paying $10 for the membership. What are the benefits of the membership is that you get 20% discount on the wellness supplements or the skincare product line. And as you start using the products and feel more comfortable, then your membership discount can also increase up to 40%. And this can be used for somebody that is just interested in getting a healthier way of living and drinking the supplements, or if you are wanting to open your own store, either online or on one-to-one, then you can also get the discounts available out there.
So discounts.
Mhm.
I like discounts. But just to let y'all know, my daughter is on this one, and she suffers from a lot from fatigue. So do I. And the taste is not bad. The taste on these, actually, I really liked this one.
Tea?
And there was another one that I don't see. But anyways, the flavors on these are all different. This one is lemon flavor, and they were good. So, and I just drank it with water. It was really good with
Just a
ice.
bottle of water?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was really nice.
Mhm.
And that did help me. I did see a difference. So I'm
That's
going to
good.
continue. I'm going to get some more of this one.
That's it, you know, yes. And again,
I'm going to eat that. I need to lose weight.
and honestly, guys, if you think about it, you're just changing a brand. You're just changing a brand, making a healthier choice. You know, I'm a coffee person. I have to have coffee every day.
Right.
But I'm also diabetic. So, you know, the brand that I'm taking with Omni Life, I drink my coffee every day. It gives me energy, and it doesn't raise up my sugar levels. I don't need to add anything because it's already sweetened with stevia or monk fruit, and they're healthier choices for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, definitely. Like, guys, if you think about it, the amount of money that you're spending at the TikTok shop with all the stuff that they're selling over there, like supplements and stuff. If y'all been on TikTok, you know. And this is somebody that you can actually come to her office. If you had questions about it, you can ask her. To me, that's really important, that you're available. If I have a question, then I can ask you.
Yes.
And on her Facebook, she has all her links there as well. So you have the WhatsApp. So that's a direct line there as well if you have any questions. That, to me, is what trust.
Yes.
That I like, that's trustworthy for me. All right.
So yes, again, like she mentioned, I am available on social media. You can either send me Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So we are available to answer any questions. If you're not sure what will be the best supplement for you, all you gotta do is reach out to us, and we do guide you to see what will be the best supplement for your health needs. And then we are available 24/7, so you can reach out to us at any time, because we understand that there's a lot of people out there that work late, and you know, sometimes we're so busy throughout our days that we kind of forget. But at any time we're available. We do have our office again here at 84 Northeast Loop 410 in San Antonio. You're more than welcome to stop by. We're in office 248. and we're usually here Monday through Friday, so you can come by. And if the weekend works for you, all we gotta do is set up an appointment, and we are available on the weekends. So that way you can feel more comfortable. We do have most of our products here in the office, so you can come by, get the information you need, and you take it home with you the same day.
That's nice. Bueno, pues thank you so much for letting me interview you for my YouTube channel. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. If you could help me out, I offer this to small businesses free of charge. Absolutely free. And if y'all have some time, can you go just up there, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That way you'll be able to stay with me, and that way when the next episodes come up, you'll be informed. Just click the bell. You know what to do. So again, totally free if you can do that for me to support the kind of work that I'm doing here, trying to support small businesses. So yes. So next week, I'll have for our next episode, Rosie Thames, a retired combat veteran from Air Force. And she is the best-selling book expert. So that's going to be one for the books. Pun intended. But anyways, so thank you, everybody. Y'all have a great weekend, and see y'all next week. Bye. Hi, everybody. My name is Lidia Rodriguez, and this is Small Biz Spotlight 210. Thank you, as always, for joining me for another episode. Happy Thursday. And if you are new to me, what I'm trying to do here is exactly what the title says, right? Small Biz Spotlight. Yeah, is to put a spotlight on small businesses here in San Antonio. Hopefully I can start working my way out to the surrounding areas. And with that, if y'all have like somebody you know that has a small business, or if you have a small business and you would like to be on Small Biz Spotlight 210, go ahead and email me at smallbizspotlight210@gmail.com, or leave me a comment down below. Okay, so please stay till the end of the video because I have more information to give y'all and share with y'all. Okay, so let's get to it. Today, we have a best-selling author, motivational speaker, who know her like to call her Coach Rosie. So Rosie, go ahead, give us the full introduction.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Lydia, for having me today. It is such a pleasure to be on here, and you know, I just love what you're doing for small business here in San Antonio. Like you said, my name is Coach Rosie. I am the best-selling book expert, author coach, and success strategist, and what I do is to help aspiring authors and women entrepreneurs, and I do work with a few lucky men on how to write and publish their best-selling books to boost their brand and grow their business.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so before any of my other questions, first of all, I want to thank you for your service.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for your service. So if you didn't know, Rosie was, let's see, in my Air Force. How many years did you serve in the Air Force?
20 years.
Wow. That's some service. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much for
My
that.
pleasure, my pleasure.
So, were you born and raised here in San Antonio?
No, ma'am. Okay,
Ooh.
so let's tell the story. So I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica.
Wow.
Yes. And I moved here to the U.S. in 2000, actually. My parents decided they wanted to leave Jamaica, and I was a minor at the time, so I moved with them. And shortly thereafter, I didn't waste no time, I joined the military. And that was in June of 2001. Brand new to the country. You know, all my family was living in New York, New Jersey area. And I decided I wanted to branch out and explore, and took advantage of this American dream. And so that's what I did. And the reason why I actually joined the Air Force, so my dream was to be a pilot when I was a little itty bitty girl. And when I was in high school, I actually had an opportunity to fly airplanes at the age of 19. I had a scholarship, and I actually had got a private pilot license. So I actually learned how to fly before I learned how to drive, y'all.
Oh my God.
Fun fact about Rosie. And so that's what motivated me to join the Air Force at the time. But I wasn't a citizen, so I couldn't become a pilot. So I just joined with what they gave me, the job they gave me, which was vehicle mechanic. Look at God. That's how I started.
Oh my God. We need more of that, more women in that field.
So that's my story.
Wow, so from Jamaica. God, I wish I could go to Jamaica. How was that weather change? Texas is hot.
Listen, it's a different type of heat. It is. The weather change, though, for me, leaving the island to New York in November, that was a culture shock in itself, right? I was like, what did I get myself into when I stepped on that airplane? So, you know, it took a while for me to get acclimated. Anything below 70 is freezing for me. I don't think I've been really acclimated to the cold here, but Texas heat is a different type of heat. Jamaica don't get up to hundreds, maybe 90s, not 100. So,
oh my gosh, we're here like you open the door and it's like opening the oven.
Yes, I don't play outside in the summer here though. I don't. It has to be business, strictly business. If I need to go outside, it's from my house.
Have a good reason for me coming out.
Right. From my house to the car to a building with AC, back in my car. I don't play games outside. So
that's funny. No, I'm the same way. I don't like to be out there if I don't have to. Okay, so let's get. Okay, so how did you transition from military service? That's 20 years military to everything that you're doing now. What was that transition?
So I believe that, and I'm a woman of faith, so everything I do is tied into my beliefs, right? And I believe that God was ordering my steps the whole time. Everything that I did, from being a vehicle mechanic, then I retrained and became a paralegal, and that's where I got my expertise in legal research, writing, my editing skills, all of that stuff. I didn't know then, though. I didn't know that's how God was preparing me for what I'm doing now. And so I became a paralegal in 2007, right after I came back from Iraq. I did one tour in Iraq for 6 months and became a paralegal, and I just started to develop my skills, my writing skills, my editing skills, my keen eye for writing, right? And it was great. It was challenging at times, because I work in a career field where there's pretty much no room for error.
In the military, yeah, definitely.
And as a legal person too.
Right.
And so, right when I was getting ready to retire, I was asking God, what do I do next? I know I don't want to work for anybody else. Oh my gosh, because I did 20 years of being told what to do, what to wear, where to go, and how to do it. So I wanted my freedom. I wanted time freedom. I wanted it all. So I was thinking, what do I want to do? What am I passionate about? And I just hear something in my spirit tell me, I need you to tell your story. But at the time, I was telling my story. I was speaking on stage. I was in a network marketing company, got to the top level in that company as a leader. I was on stage telling my story to thousands of people and how this company was, a blessing to me and my family. But I felt something pushing me. No, I need you to tell your story and I need you to write it. But I'm like, how do I write and publish a book? I mean, when I think of an author, what do you think of the first time you think of an author?
Like years and years of schooling to learn how to write.
Or and when you think of authors, who do you first think about?
Like Hemingway, Jane Austen.
Like celebrities, right? Those people,
the
that's
best known ones.
right. I didn't think somebody like me could be an author. And so I was like, how am I going to do that? I think of Joyce Meyer, Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, the president, those people I think of, okay, because they have that status and you see them, you see their books. I didn't know I could become an author, but I tell you, I put it on my dream board, right? The power of having a vision board, that's a powerful tool. I put it on my dream board, I said, and I think this was like 2019, and I put it on there and I said, okay, I want to be an author. I'm just going to cut it out, paste it on there, and I let it be. And then I forgot about it, and one day I was cleaning my house and I happened to find some printer papers stapled together, and I looked at that paper. I wish I had it. I need to laminate it and everything like this, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. Some printer papers stapled together. I saw a picture of a little girl's face looking very scared, and on the front page of that paper said, "My Bully Story" by Layla Thames. Layla is my daughter.
Oh, okay.
She was 9 years old at that time. And I was like, okay. And I flipped that page over and I'm reading her story. And I'm like, I know, I'm very familiar with this story because, we had to take care of that matter of her being bullied in school. And I flipped, it must have been like 10 pages or so. And I said, what message are you trying to send to me? Like, this little girl showed me that it doesn't take that much to write your story. You just have to get it out. She actually did, believe it or not, she actually did publish her book.
What? At 9?
Publishing your book, I was her audience. She wrote it. It is out in the world. I read it.
That is amazing.
Simple as that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She could have taken that to an event and say, hey, I wrote my book, you want to buy it? Simple as that. You just got to be creative, and it's all in us. We have the story. Every one of us have a story to tell. The moment you came into this world, you have a story to tell, right?
Yes.
And she's showing me that, Mom, you have a story to tell. Tell it. Just write it. Put it out there. And so that's what motivated me, inspired me to take the step further. I knew I needed help, though. I knew for the level that I wanted to tell my story, I needed help. So I knew I was looking for somebody who already did the process to get me there.
It's not easy. It is not easy. And that was going to be like my next question, was because the experience is definitely a position of expertise, right? Just life experience is your expertise. So how much research did you have to do before you were confident in writing?
So, okay, like I said, writing was not the issue for me. It's me telling my story and believing that I had a story powerful to tell. Because as a paralegal, I know how to write. But the mindset that I had to overcome or have is, Rosie, you do have a story worth telling. You do have a story that is going to help somebody overcome some challenge. And I had to believe that. A lot of us don't believe that we have a story, and a lot of us don't believe we have a story worth telling.
I think that's a lot of mistake that a lot of people have. Not just the fear of being out there, you have to get over that fear, but we are billions of people out here, and your story's gonna resonate with people.
That's right. That's right. That is correct. And I mean, at least one. You know, you don't need to reach all the billions, but at least one person, your story is going to resonate with them. So, even though I was a paralegal and I know how to write, though, writing your own story is a different beast. Okay. So the first opportunity I had at writing, I had a friend that called me one day. She said, "Rosie, I've been watching you on Facebook. I know your story. You have a powerful story." And she told me, she said, "I'm about to do an anthology and you need to be a part of it." And I'm like, "Oh, anthology what? What is an anthology? Like, I've never heard that terminology." She's like, "Yeah, a book project, you know, it's a book where you have many authors, you know, you just write one chapter in that book and that's it. That's all you have to worry about." So she connected me to the visionary, the person who is in charge of that project. They told me what the requirements were. I only had to write 2,500 words. They will take my story, edit it, and do the formatting. Everything else with that project, I didn't have to worry about. That's it. My story's in a book. So this was the first one that I did. Let's launch lead. This is the first book that I co-authored. And this was back in 2018. I forgot the date already. But my chapter is in this book, and that was my first opportunity at writing. I'm so excited about it. And I'm looking for my chapter so I can tell you. Soar to Your Destiny. That's my chapter right there. Page 86. And so that was the first book that I wrote, and nobody could talk to me. I'm joking. Because let me tell you, when you write your story, when you tell your story and it's in a book, man, you feel so proud of yourself. That's an accomplishment.
Right.
That is an accomplishment in itself. My self-confidence took another level, okay? Because I know even my peers, my supervisors, my bosses did not have a book with their name on it.
Y'all want to know how to live forever?
Write a book. That's right. I like that. Legacy, right? Your book will outlive you.
Exactly.
Yes, your name will be here forever and ever and ever. Okay, and so that was it. I just got my story out, 2,500 words. They put it together. They did that project, and I was like, wow, look at that.
And so you also have Unstoppable Black Woman.
Yes.
Sisterhood Edition.
Yes.
And Woman Rise.
Yes.
And Empowering Our Girls.
Yes.
Subject matter, guys, that is super important right now. Tell us about those.
So the next project that I worked on, I believe, was Unstoppable Black Woman. So I started to love anthologies because it's just an easy project to do. You put you do your chapter, you give it to the visionary, they take care of everything else, right? Of course, there's an investment, your time, and there's an investment because it takes somebody to coach you into, especially for new time authors, writing a book, you have to be coached into, the writing, getting your story out, and editing the book, formatting the book, all these things. There's so much that they put into it, and I love the project that I was in for Lift Launch Lead. They really poured into us and taught us so much about branding and marketing and promoting. I learned a lot. So that project was well put together, and so that was an investment well spent because, of course, I'm benefiting from it this very day. And so Unstoppable Black Woman was the same visionary for Lift Launch Lead, and then I did Empowering Our Girls with a few other ladies as well. And I decided I wanted to do my own project, but before we got to this, that's when I decided, okay, I need to do my own books. I've been in several anthologies, great, but I want to do my own book. Now, I became so passionate about this whole storytelling thing and writing books. I want to do it, but I just couldn't figure it out, and I knew I needed help. And I've asked some people, but it seemed like they were like, "No, I don't want to tell her." I'm like, "Why are you trying to keep it a secret?
Right,
You know,
right.
I will pay you to tell me." So I got a coach, Dr. Fred Jones. He is his program Bestseller Overnight was what I signed up for. He's an attorney as well, and I was like, look at that, you know, leaving the military, working in a legal field, to now working with a coach who's an attorney. I said, and I was trying to get away from that. I said, when I retire the military, I don't want to do nothing remotely close to what I did in the military. And everything that I'm doing now, it just seemed like it just, that's what it is. Like, all of the skills that I've learned as a paralegal is playing out in my writing, my coaching, my leadership skills, right? And so I got me a coach. He helped me get to bestseller with my titles. And from then on, people saw what I was doing on Facebook. I'm still with him, by the way. I'm invested in myself, pouring into myself for personal growth and development. And so since 2020, when I hired him as a coach, still till this very day, he is my coach. Yes.
Wow.
And so I just believe in personal growth and development. I believe that you can never get to a level where you don't need somebody to help you. We're always growing, right? And so he really has been a fantastic mentor and coach for me. So
Sorry, guys.
So that's when I decided, okay, I need somebody to help me to get to that next level as an author, as a coach, as the best-selling book expert. And that's when he helped me to publish my titles to bestseller. And then I did this anthology with 20 other ladies. So this is my baby, Woman Rise, okay? Visionary author, Rosie Thames, forward by Les Brown, who is he's a world-renowned motivational speaker. If you don't know about Les Brown, you need to know about Les Brown. And I had 20 amazing ladies that co-authored this book. And so this book is about being resilient and how to turn your adversity into your advantage. And so that's, this project was a 9-month project. We hit the ground running. We, had some amazing co-authors in that book to put this project together. Oh my gosh. The stories in this book is incredible. I mean, of course, you will shed some tears, but you're going to learn so much. You will be inspired by these ladies' story who has faced, some things in life. They overcame obstacles that some people would never, And so I love the stories in this book. And it's, each time somebody read this book and they give me feedback, like, Rosie, oh my gosh, this book is really changing my life. It is so powerful. I'm going to give you a copy as well. Yay! Yay! Yes. So this is your copy.
All right.
I will autograph it.
Yes. Autograph it.
Yes, ma'am. But it is an amazing project. And I have a few more projects coming out as well. And I will talk about that later if you want me to talk about it later or now. But I do have a couple more projects coming out. But that's what I'm displaying right now.
Gotta check them out, guys.
Yes.
So, and then all of this is where can we purchase these?
So they're on Amazon. Well, these books, let me tell you how anthology works. If you're not the visionary author, because the visionary has the book on Amazon, but if you purchase it on Amazon, they get the profit for it. So you will have to purchase it directly from me to get the profit. Now this book is on Amazon as well. If you purchase it on Amazon, I get the profit because I'm the visionary for this book.
Okay.
So it's on my publishing account in Amazon. So that's how that works. But I do have copies. So what I tend to do and what I like to do is, if I know you personally, I would rather, sign it, you can purchase it from me. That way, if for someone who, they live in the UK, they live in another state, they don't know me, yes, please go on Amazon. And
we'll have the links down in the description box.
Yes.
All right. So, okay, now you have also a YouTube channel.
I do.
You have Instagram, you have Facebook page, and I love your motivational videos. Y'all need to check out her YouTube channel as well, and that is under what?
That is under Coach Rosie Thames, the best-selling book expert.
Okay, so check it out. She does have motivational videos on all your platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to listen to them. They do motivate me, and
Thank you.
that's one reason why I'm like, what I'm doing here with this channel is like, you get those doubts. Sometimes you're like, girl, you ain't gonna do nothing with this. And then you listen to her motivational videos, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
did you intentionally want to just motivate women entrepreneurs, or did that happen organically?
Organically. It did happen organically. I've been doing inspirational videos and motivational videos for a while, but I know I needed to niche down. And I was thinking, what am I going to niche down to? You know, I'm just going to be women. But then I realized that there is a group of women like myself who are entrepreneurs, we're career women that need support. We need motivation. It can get a little lonely out there as an entrepreneur. And so I decided to cater much more to women entrepreneurs who are putting in the work. They don't get seen sometimes, you know, they don't get the visibility. And so I believe sometimes it's so easy to give up when you're doing so much and you're not seeing the fruit of your labor as quick as you want it to come, to come about. And I just want to encourage women in business, women entrepreneurs, to keep doing what you're doing. One day, the work that you put in, it's going to just explode. You just never know when. People are, just like she said, she's noticing me, you know? I'm out there doing my thing and I'm just having fun with it. And sometimes I do have to push through some things to get in front of a camera and do my videos. I do have life happening to me as well. And so, but I know that at some point, somebody's gonna see it. Somebody's gonna be inspired. Somebody is gonna resonate with someone, and it's so refreshing to hear you say that.
Yeah, because we're not always lucky to hear another person say, "What you're doing is helping me."
Right.
But if we just keep on doing what you're doing, if you love what you're doing, then it's worth it either way. You may not hear it, but it's worth it either way.
Yes, and it makes me, realize that, Rosie, just keep doing what you're doing because somebody is watching. Somebody is, it's doing something in somebody else's life. So thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So you motivate me, and hopefully a lot of other women that unknown names, right? Who motivates you? Do you have somebody you look up to?
Oh, wow. So, wow. I can tell you now, one of my biggest mentor, and I know she knows this, but Brenda Ott. She's actually my mentor for real. But the reason why I want to mention her now, and I know I'm helping her with her book and everything like that, but like I said, I'm going through some really challenging times in my life. I'm actually going through a divorce, and that's a story. That's my story being written. So, as challenging as it is, it's a story being written. So it's not going to be wasted at all. But I tell you, the fact that we are in this office right now is because of Brenda. I didn't even conceive having my own office. I have two ladies who are, my office mates and stuff like that. But I just remember, after joining Women Unlimited and I signed up for the $50 workspace because I realized that I couldn't work at home anymore. The energy there wasn't the best. I couldn't focus. I needed an environment that can, inspire me and motivate me to work, to do what I need to do to be productive, right? And so I signed up for the $50 workspace. I was coming here, I was like loving it. And then she said, you need your own office.
You need your own office.
I was like, wait, my own office? Like, an office? Yes. I was like, okay. And then we were looking for offices, and actually, we had an office across the hallway, but it was like really small. And I'm like, already I could tell I'm gonna outgrow this office. So me and my office mate, I told her, I was like, I'm gonna keep on looking. And I just envisioned, the atrium look.
I know, this is beautiful.
It's beautiful down there. I said, one day I'm gonna get this atrium look, this atrium background. And lo and behold, something
we're
came.
doing the interview.
Yes, it came available. We not only have, 2 people, we have a third person. So, and then us working together, it's just happening. So I just thank Brenda for what she's doing in Women Unlimited, and to motivate and push us to become our better self. You need somebody. I call her the mother eagle. A baby eagle can only fly if that mother eagle pushed them out the nest.
Right. She's good at that. She's good at that.
And I feel like she's pushing me out my nest.
Yes.
I need somebody to push me. And so I just sorry, I'm getting emotional.
That's okay. Barbara Walters. Eat your heart out. I'm getting this good.
You are getting it good, girl. Yes. But I know that when I look back to this moment, Brenda, Women Unlimited,
Yeah.
everyone that I have met here was God ordained for me, for this journey, to help me. I need a support group to get me to where I need to be, to the next level. And so I'm eternally grateful to her and to the organization, to the women here, every one of them. They know who they are, that I've come in contact with. Even yourself, okay? Because you're part of this journey too. Everyone that I've met so far, it is definitely intentional. It was meant to be. And so I'm grateful that she's the one that is really my motivator right now. My motivator. Yes, ma'am.
Brenda Ons, you better be listening to these. You better be one of my subscribers. I have been trying to get Brenda Ons to do one of these. I know she's super busy. She is so busy helping others, but let's corner her and get her to do one of these interviews. I would love for everybody to hear her story as well.
Yes,
and to
she
learn
has
more
a powerful
about
story.
Women Unlimited. It's
Yes.
a great resource. But this is about you. So let's get back to you. Okay, so back to writing. Publishing strategist, right? How do you help people publish their books?
So basically, I help them become publishers, self-publishers. So I use Amazon. Why not? They're the number one bookstore in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody buys from Amazon.
Listen, you have to work smarter, not harder. Okay. I was talking to a potential client yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Looks cool, I guess, to have your book in a local bookstore, but Amazon is the number one platform.
Right.
Take advantage of that. Learn the strategies to succeed on their platform. So that's what I focus on mostly. I focus on publishing books through Amazon. So what I do for my clients is I help them to become a self-publisher. You set up a free account in Amazon. How many people know that it's free to set up an account in Amazon to publish your book? And I help them, I give them the strategies of becoming a best-selling author. So that, to set up your book, your publishing account in Amazon is free. To become a bestseller, you need the strategies that I have to become a bestseller, pretty much. So you're going to need somebody to coach you through that because, there are things that you need to know. So that's basically what I do is to help them become a self-publisher, do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I teach them to become a mini me.
Right. And is this any genre or is it just self-help and
Any genre.
any
Any
genre?
genre. Yes, nonfiction, fiction, all that. Any genre.
Okay. Well, because I've done self-publishing myself,
Oh, good.
and it's not easy.
It's not.
It is not easy, guys. So, what do potential clients have to have before they come to you? Do they have to have a manuscript already ready? Like,
No, actually, you just have to have a story. Which you are already telling you, everybody has a story, right? And you have to have a desire to want to tell that story. Like I said, I do work with people that don't think that they have a story, or they don't think they have a story powerful to tell, and I have to show them the vision. I have to, help them with that mindset. And I had a lady that told me one time, "Well, Rosie, I don't have a story to tell," and she is a lady that's more mature, like older than me, basically. And I started to ask her some question, and she started to be personal with me as far as telling me that she has lost a child, and and then I'm like, "Ma'am, you do have a story. You know how many women would like to hear your story of how you lost a child, and now look at you, how you overcame that trauma, So a lot of times people don't know that they have a story, but I help them to see that. But as long as you have a story, you good. That's all you need. You have a story. We game. We're game.
definitely, it's just the confidence to say, so it's worth writing it down.
Yes.
Okay. So, lastly, what are all your social media platforms? How best to get a hold of you if somebody's like, you know what, I want to tell my story?
Right. So right now, my website is under construction. I hope to get it out within the next month. But you can reach me on Instagram, Facebook. I do have my scheduling, my booking link right there for anyone who wants to reach me. You can book a complimentary 60-minute bestseller strategy session. So basically, it has some questions because I would love to, get some information beforehand so I could prepare for the meeting. So you can click that. I have it on Instagram. My Instagram handle is the Bestselling Book Expert, or you could find me as Coach Rosie Thames on there as well. That link is right there. Facebook, the same thing. You just click that link, and I also have a business page on Facebook that you can reach me as well. And then the YouTube channel. I don't think I have a contact thing on YouTube channel. I may have to check, but you can reach me, or you could call me at 210-931-0640. My email address is coachrosiethames@gmail.com.
And we'll have all of that in the description box, as well as probably under right here. I'll have her phone number and everything on the screen. And you are located here also in the urban offices.
That's correct.
So the address here is
84 Northeast Loop 410.
Okay, the urban office, suite number 294.
Yes.
Right. Brand new office. She's getting it done, but by the time this video airs, is uploaded to the channel, she'll have everything all set up. No worries about that.
Yes.
And Sara Elizondo was here, so the episode right before here was also at this building.
Right.
So,
nice.
Yeah, we've had a lot of women here in the urban office building with the Women Unlimited, and hopefully we'll get Brenda on here.
Yes.
We need to start telling her I need to interview her.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am. And I do want to talk about one promotion that I'm having. I do have several promotions. You talk about being in Jamaica. So I am, with the woman that I've been working with, I am going to do a retreat next year in Jamaica. So I will tell you more about that.
I want to go.
Yay! So, and then I am working on another project for Woman Rise. It's with special moms, special needs mom. But it's gonna be Woman Rise Special Mom Edition. So, if you know any special needs mom that would like to tell their story, please send them my way. If you are one, please connect with me. I would love to interview you and to get to know more about you and your story and tell you what the project is all about. But we're gonna have some exciting times coming up because me and my ladies, we're gonna, be going on retreats and trips and cruises because we like to have fun as well.
We would definitely have to subscribe to her YouTube channel as well, so she can keep you updated on all of that.
Yes.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh. Fun. I love to have fun.
Yes. Oh, that's exciting news. I can't wait to see everything that you're going to be doing this coming
Oh
year.
my gosh, it's gonna be epic.
Well, thank you so much for doing this with me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank
pleasure. It
you.
was so
And
much
I
fun.
love your office. I love your office here.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
So gorgeous.
So, okay, if anybody is in the area, drop by Urban Offices and meet with Coach here and get your story out.
That's right.
So, if you are still with me here at the end of this video, thank you so much for staying. The information I have is that all of this that I do, these interviews for these small businesses, is totally free. Totally free. And if you want to support all the stuff that I'm doing here for these small businesses, please can you go up there, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and share. Like Brenda always says, share.
Sure.
That way we can get their names out there. Also, if y'all have somebody that you know that has a small business that would benefit from having this free service done here and an interview, get to know them, the more people that get to know your story,
Yes.
right, through these interviews of your small business, your journey to your small business, the connections you make, the more people will want your service. So that's what I'm trying to do here with this channel. So if you know somebody like that can benefit, please put them down in the comment below, or you can contact me through my email, which is smallbizspotlight210@gmail.com. So please join me next episode, next Thursday, which will be Lara Garcia, another Women Unlimited person.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yes, and if you want help with traveling, she's a travel person to go to.
She is.
So we'll have that also. So y'all have a great Thursday and have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Hi everybody, thank you for being here again for another episode. I am Lidia Rodriguez and this is Small Biz Spotlight 210. If you are new to me, thank you first of all for being here. And what I'm trying to do with this channel is exactly what the title says, is to put a spotlight on some small businesses here in San Antonio and the surrounding areas. So if you could please stay till the end of this video. I do have some important information for all of y'all to share about the following episode. So today, as you can tell, we're not in any Women Unlimited office. We are out and about, a beautiful day. This is pre-recorded. We are in October and it's still hot. It's still hot. But we are here at Walker Ranch Park because my next guest, Lachey McKeel, has something that I had never heard about, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all haven't heard about, but it's something that is super interesting and something that I feel that a lot of us really need to pay attention and incorporate in our own lives. So we're so busy. We're so focused on everything else, but it's time, people, to think about ourselves. Self-care, and that's something, as you all know, I am truly, truly trying to work on myself. So when I found yours, and you reached out to me, I was like, yes, let's hear about all of this. So first of all, give me your full introduction, name, family, all of that.
Yes, well, Shane McKeel. I am from Texas. I'm not from San Antonio, but I really enjoy it, so I hope to be here for a long time. And I'm from coastal Fort Worth, small town.
Oh, okay.
So family's all in that area. I always tell people there's no family within 4 hours of me.
Wow.
But I feel like I make family here on some level, so I really enjoy that.
That's nice. Yeah, y'all get to visit each other. For us, it's a long drive, but it's still like a hop, skip, and a jump.
Right, yeah, you get used to it. It's a nice road trip sometimes.
Nice. I love road trips. Okay, so that was my first question was, were you born and raised in San Antonio? So you're from Fort Worth. What brought you here to San Antonio?
Well, family at the time. Somebody else got a job here, so he came down, and my son was wasn't even 2 years old at the time. But I really loved it because we'd been in an area where it was just hard to find a park, and there would be nobody at it. It just wasn't really something that I enjoyed. And coming here, we actually got to try all these different parks, be a part of like a parent group and a mom's group, and so my son was under 2 climbing climbing his heart out.
Yeah.
So he really enjoyed that and the people.
It's fantastic. Okay, so before I ask another question, can you explain to my viewers what is neurosomatic counseling and consulting? But neurosomatic, what is it?
Right, yes, and it's coaching. I have coaching in the title, and there is some coaching, but a lot of it comes from like helping people, supporting them to be so connected with themselves that they're able to help discern where they want to go. And but the neurosomatic part is basically, people I think are starting to hear more about somatic work in general, and it's really important. Somatic basically means in the body, and so it's used for mind-body work, and this concept that not everything's in the head, and you didn't necessarily get to having challenges solely because of the mind. It's a whole person experience that affects us, and so it's looking at that. And then for me, I bring in more of a focus on neurology, basically our brain, our nervous system as a whole. And I did a neurosomatic yoga training a while back.
Nice.
Yoga and body work. And I loved that. Loved it because it takes a different approach instead of just like pushing yourself, stretching, just more things that are maybe a little more cookie cutter and things like that. It actually steps back and it says, let's think about the brain and what it needs to be able to change. And so, because the brain it's a wonderful thing. It's intelligent, it's protective, but it also has a capacity. And sometimes we go past that capacity. And that's what trauma is.
Right.
It's gone past our capacity and our experience. And so this basically acknowledges that, and it says, what do we need to do to help increase its capacity, again, in a safe way, because it's gotten so protective, and so at some point that can become dysfunctional.
Right.
And so we want to acknowledge that it was trying to do something to help us, and it did at some point, but then it got past that. And the brain, it's easier to actually change it for be more maladaptive than to get it back. A lot of that is because it's based on what we do more often, or what's been going on the longest time. And I know in our culture we're kind of hesitant to address things early on.
Right.
Sometimes we take better care of our vehicles than ourselves.
Yes, that
Things like that.
unfortunately I do feel like that's true. We're especially us here in the United States, we're so career driven that I guess, like you say, that becomes such a routine in our heads that it's I wake up and it's work, and you get home, it's to prepare for work for tomorrow, and in between all of that we forget about ourselves.
Right, we're not really like existing with ourselves. We're more on automation basically,
Right.
and survival, you know, and sometimes we find things that we enjoy, and that's great, but sometimes we need to go deeper and everything. So part of what I loved about my yoga training, having a neurofocus, was that we didn't focus on stretching. I mean, we did poses, things like that, but we focused more on sensing within, and if you feel restriction or pain, about that relationship, and how do we support that in that moment to help shift that the way that it's become. Like the signals, which signals are there for a reason, but this is a more safe and effective way for the nervous system to actually be able to accept change and to address like where the issue more is. So it helps us get into it instead of like, oh, we're gonna go here to get an adjustment, or go to PT, which is more focused on if you're in good shape and you have some minor new issues. And so this helps more unravel what's like the complexity of what's going on.
Right.
the
Because
root
a
of.
lot of people, I feel, I need to start talking about my experiences, because I can't say that I know everybody's, what they are going through and how they interpret things. But as far as for like my experience, it's like there are the signals. But if we don't know what they are, we just totally walk on by, we go through our day, and it's like our own body is telling you, hey, with this needs to get addressed. So I really like that you teach people what are the signals and what to look for.
Yes, that's a big part of it. It's education, awareness, and then how to support it also. I do a lot of different approaches to help support mind, body, spirit, energy, everything. But that's a big part is learning that the things that we were told even growing up, like, oh, that's just normal, or this is just this, and you accept it. Learning that oftentimes there is something that can be done about it. And even with aging, is another aspect too, is you hear people, there's all these news going around of people saying, I'm in my 30s, no, I can't throw them out my back, my knees.
Right.
And they're funny and they're true, because that's when a lot of people start experiencing those challenges. But I want to help shift that narrative that's, things are inevitable and that we can't do something about it. There's a difference between, this has been my experience, that I haven't been able to do something, because people do try a lot of things a lot of times, right? Or medications and things like that, but to understand that we're always learning things, and so there are people that are learning ways to address more complex challenges that might be called treatment resistance, but they use that term in the medical field, saying that whenever they do come up with something else, and they say, oh, okay, you can use this for treatment-resistant depression, or things like that. So there's this acknowledgement, but something some people, even in the medical field or lay people,
Right.
don't always take too easily to understand that just what's available now doesn't mean that that's all that is now or will be. And so that's something I've learned through my own personal experiences, even that that is a way that we can experience ourselves and life, and be able to keep trying things,
Right.
and try something different. If the other things aren't working, then it doesn't mean you're that's it forever.
Right, right, exactly. No, you talked about how you grew up. Were you always mindful, or even at a young age?
I would say that I was what they would call sensitive on some level, and I was thinking about it, and looking back, I think I had some level of self-compassion, and I think that's helped me a lot with understanding others, is because I knew what it was to be misunderstood, and to understand things are more complex. And so, and then my own experiences as an adult with car accidents and post-pregnancy and, you know, health conditions, basically,
Right.
that I've had those experiences where maybe they weren't common. You know, what I was experiencing with it wasn't common, and so I had to dig and everything. So I think it served me well, that kind of curiosity early on, and compassion.
So do you think that that's what drove you to this kind of line of work?
There's a lot of it. I mean, I did go into, I would say some of my experiences growing up too, also brought other senses of compassion, and even as people in my family. I mean, there's positive and negative things. I think both shaped me a lot. And so I went the direction of psychology and then social work. And so it's just been something that I have been drawn to, the concepts of, you know, we're better than some of our parts,
Right.
you know, within and then with each other. And so I've just really been drawn towards, I guess, more complex things and how things connect, and what can come from that.
How we work.
How we work. How do we
Good.
work? Because
Yeah.
I think when you can only hear so much of, you know, I don't know about that, or that's, you know, just people telling you like you're not experiencing this or that, or, and then realizing like the importance of understanding that there's more below the surface, and,
Definitely.
you know, not assuming that it's just a given.
Yeah, definitely. We often hear, like you said, like a blanket kind of, that one thing is everybody's experiencing something different, but there's like a blanket. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like
a common denominator.
Right, like it's like, oh, you know, this person is experiencing this and this other person something else, but in the medical community, it's a blanket explanation.
Right.
That's what
it's very compartmentalized
Right.
and general. Right.
General,
Yeah.
like a general explanation, and it's like you need to listen to what I'm telling you, you know,
Yes.
and we don't get enough of that.
I hear that over and over from people, especially who have not been able to get the best help. And there's a lot of suffering, you know, and so I think even just to be able to have somebody that's able to listen and validate,
Right.
and have some sort of idea of, because one of the things I'm passionate about is that the more I learn about these foundations, is that, I mean, they really are foundational to our function. And so I'm not a doctor, I don't make medical claims.
I was gonna ask.
but there are, the brain runs everything, right? And so whenever we can support it, you know, there's a hierarchy of healing. There's a hierarchy of deterioration and a hierarchy of healing. And so if we can support ourselves in that way, it can support our different systems and help us, you know,
Right.
combine with lifestyle changes and all of that.
So did you have to go to school or some kind of training for all of this?
Well, I would just say I think there's a balance of having some sort of foundation that's helpful for understanding it, and an experience can often be important too, because that's the, you know, kind of providers that I've that's been helpful the most for me are those that have either experienced it or a family member did, and that's when they're like, okay,
Those
there's
are the
more to
best
it.
ones.
There's more to
because
it.
we often hear that word, right? The bedside manner of somebody in the medical field. If you can have all the education, you know, you have all them initials at the end of your name, but if you don't have that compassion, that empathy, or sometimes even the experience of what your patient or that person is going through, it's all for nothing because there's no connection.
Right, and it's just something I've learned too. Is I did evidence-based practice social work in my program, and I learned how much we don't know. That's one of the biggest things. Like, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and I think that's really important to understand in science. Like, it's very valuable as long as you keep it in perspective. That there's more to learn, and we can only do the best that we can with what we even think, you know, question, and consider that
Right.
could be involved. And I
Right.
think that's part of practice too, whether it's a doctor, a counselor, a coach, is how much do we consider that, remembering that we don't know everything. There's something more to learn. And even like our client or patient or any of those, like they're the authority on themselves. And so a big part of the work is activating their power to
Right.
to know that, and it's having that healthy balance of, and them knowing that we all have things to learn,
Right.
but
Especially about ourselves, you're always learning about yourself. Like, I am not the same person I was in my 20s.
right.
The energy I wish I still had. The maturity level, I'm glad I'm at where I'm at. But definitely, we're always learning about ourselves. So I like that there's always something new to learn, and it's always ever changing. Like, I know, for me, for starting this YouTube channel, I never was an anxious person in my youth. I was very outgoing and everything, but with things that happened in my life, you start going through things,
Oh yes.
and then the anxiety came. I know that I can be my own worst enemy with a lot of negative thoughts,
Right.
right? And then the brain starts to, at least for me, it starts giving those negative thoughts to every aspect of my life. It affected me. So what would you suggest to a client who has those inner negative thoughts?
Yes. Well, I would say, again, part of it, that same foundation that we're talking about here is, and part of bringing up the yoga was to say too that, somatic work, they talk a lot about the mind and the body, but the nervous system is really what mediates it. It's what connects it. It's also what gets worn down. It takes a toll. And so, and the brain, again, is protective, but in that, it's always making a decision, and it likes to make quick decisions about what, if something is safe or not. And so we can give into those negative thoughts sometimes because we've had bad experiences, trauma, or just some challenges that our brain said, well, I don't want to experience that again.
Right.
So but the hard part is that it could be a very generalized thing. And so it can start affecting a lot. And it can also affect our sense of safety. And so things are connected. That's why I want to address all of it, because it's really important to rebuild that sense of safety in us, between strength, between really being embodied and connected in ourselves. And those things are really basic, as is self-acceptance and self-compassion.
Yeah, that takes time.
It does take time.
That takes time.
It does. And I think that is one of the interesting things, because you can talk about it all you want, right? And you can journal and you can practice, and not to minimize those things because they can be beneficial. But I would just want people to understand that the importance of the environment within ourselves and our environment outside of ourselves, and what kind of roles are those playing,
Right.
and what sometimes they have patterns that we've gotten into with family or work or different things like that, and that could be part of it. But when you start rewiring that sense of safety and security, that just bolsters that other work.
Right.
That is what helps make it a nourishing
Yeah.
and receptive experience to feel like that's really true.
Right, because I feel like healing can't even begin if you don't have that safe space.
Yes.
Or that safe person to be able to talk, knowing that whatever you say to that person, it's not going to get judged. It's not going to get used against you. If you have that safe space, that safe person, then the healing can begin. And that's what you offer, is that
safe space.
Right, it's so multifaceted because part of it, the benefit of, again, I'm doing, it's coaching and therapeutics, I would say. I'm not a formal counselor or not independently. And so I am, that having that connection can be a safe space, and it can help to basically build some momentum in there for a person, for themselves, to be able to have that for themselves, and be a safe space.
For the clients, because you've been doing this for 20 years.
Well,
Or 20 plus years.
not quite. Well, I'm doing social work off and on for about 15.
Oh, okay.
But since my son was really young, it's 2017, I started learning about the nervous system. I'm learning about how it changes, for better or worse. I think a lot of times our medical community sees it as it's, just gets harmed, but then you can make some changes, but it's kind of seen as limited. And so this understands more like when you put more things in place for people, that a lot more is possible with recovery. And so that's something that I started learning, and then I've picked up more pieces as I've gone. I developed some medical conditions, especially after pregnancy. Was one of my passions is to help people with that, because I learned a lot about what to support with, to be, before you start, during, and after. And then really it's whenever my stuff got worse and I didn't have support, as far as, and I tried a lot of things with insurance. Right. I even tried some things that, beyond it, but it would always reach a place, somebody would say, well, we'll see where it lands. And you don't want to hear those words whenever you know that's it's not something that you can manage without really recovering.
Right, because you're just left there,
right,
hovering, and you're like, what's going on?
Right, yeah,
I
it was
think
a different,
more nerve-wracking than anything.
Yes, because I'd already lived through a decade of just the more general aches and pains and other things that I'd managed but not recovered from, and this was a different level, and it became this like soul journey that I had to go on, as well as really believing that I was worth it to try these other things. And I really believe, what I did find was like somebody and I connected online from across the country who does something that I had never heard of before. It was beyond personal training. It was nervous system based, and I decided I'm going to do this. And it was based on the same theories that I've been learning since 2017. And so as I was getting that support, that's when I also, even when I couldn't really fully do yoga,
Right.
I did my program, and I did all modified. So I'm really good with the disabilities.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the chronic conditions.
Good,
Like I can adapt it to any level.
It'll be nice to have one here at the park.
I want to start one soon. So that's kind of my process, and I've been, practicing and then starting to support others as I go, and I'm at a place where I want to be able to do more of this.
What would you say is the most common reason that the clients come to you?
Yes, I would say, well, it's multifaceted again, but I would say part of it is, again, they've tried a lot of things. And a lot of them so far have like known, or they are able to understand pretty easily some of these aspects. And so they go, okay, yes, I've been excited about these concepts, and you're pulling it together, and I want to work with you. And, but I would say so far, because I can work with any gender, age, children's little, you can adapt some things. But so far it's been moms or business women that just, they are kind of at the end of their rope, and they say like, I need to do something different. And like you said, I need to take care of myself on a different level.
I
like
think
bubble baths and
that's the biggest step, I think, is just acknowledging the fact that we are worth it, that we need to do the self-care. That is a huge step in of itself.
yes.
Right? So they come to you and they're like, all right, it's time. It's I've had enough. It's time. I need to work on myself. Would you say that this kind of like leans toward alternative medicine?
Yes, I would say it definitely goes into that a lot. It takes some like transformational coaching, holistic coaching, and it takes some. I'm going to be doing some sensory reflex integration for along as well, which is something people don't hear about, right?
Right, right.
And the concept of that goes, if you do occupational therapy when you're a kid, they do a lot of sensory input things. They'll have you like jump from this high place. You'll do like leapfrog, all these different things. And the concept is, also the idea like children need to play when they're young.
Right.
And also our milestones. So these movements are what, and while we're having fun and it's natural, this is what helps build in our function in our body. And so sometimes if people miss those or have had injuries or trauma, then they can be impacted. And so even as adults, there's processes you can go through to help build that in. So
That's remarkable. I like that because not everything is like, I mean, a lot of the medical field is like, just take this prescription. Just take this prescription. That's not working. Okay, we'll take this one, but don't stop the other one. And then you're like, okay, but now I'm getting this side effect. Oh, okay, well then here's this other medicine, but don't stop the other one.
it's not
It's right. It's like it starts snowballing into bigger and bigger things, and then you're just taking a buffet of prescription medicines, and it's not helping any. So I really like, and I think a lot of the viewers are looking for that. Okay, something natural, something that doesn't require medication, something that triggers my body to heal itself on its own. Without it is a lot of work, but without medication, I think you find that. Do you find that the results are more visible?
Oh yes.
When you're doing something like that.
Yes, I mean it's very functional, and it in itself snowballs in a positive way, because again you're building in that function. It's like the core, and then it's easier to support the rest of it. So there is a place for medical support for sure, but it even has an end, and people are always having to change into something different. Something stops working. In my yoga training, we did some training for chronic pain. And it talked about how we, every medication that we take is actually, it has the impact that it's determined. It's studied and designated for,
Right.
But there's always other impacts. And I also myself used to think that side effects were rare. Like that was like the way that it was, until I realized there's factors that help determine that. Like, what is your state at this time, and how are you going to respond to it? Things that aren't always looked at, and again, some of them do have serious consequences. So I'm an advocate for, if it's something essential in the moment to help you get by, and I think there are some that are more long term, and that they're important too.
Yeah.
But what can we do to actually address the rate issue? And that's always going to be the thing that's going to make your life better. Just your whole experience, help with your longevity, your quality of life.
Right.
It's just a whole different way of looking at it. And I know more and more people are doing it.
Yeah.
And, I learned, I first learned about the reflex integration. The trainings I saw were for occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech therapists, massage therapists. And a lot of them that do it solely focus on that, because they know that that's most tailored and it's most effective than a lot of the other things. And so that's why it's important for me to integrate those things, the neuro yoga, all of these things. And I know that there's medical providers that are getting on board with that. There's doctors that are doing more functional medicine and all of that. And I have a specific women's health. It's not can't say it's formally health, but it's, women's wellness and
Okay.
transformation. And it's supportive because it looks at, again, what are some of the right things, what goes together, including our hormones. And so
That's a big one.
it's empowering. For me, it was so hard to find a doctor that would even test me for my hormones before menopause, basically, right? Or perimenopause. And so, but I had learned that was really important for my condition, for in general, learning about birth control and how it impacted me, different things like that. And so it gave me the tools to be able to, finding a doctor and also an integrative provider, also working with them helped me on some level. And then when I was able to learn, it tracked with it. And it was just done in a way that I can support people to be able to figure that out themselves and what they need. They can go to a doctor if they want to. They can try some supplements.
That would be the absolute best, right? To have a primary doctor that is a good doctor for you, and then to have this as well, the two
They go
together.
well, exactly, because they still have their constraints, but some of them will even say, it doesn't mean that there's not something beneficial over here. It's just they have to work within their range. But I'd worked with a medical doctor who also had some integrative training herself and implemented that. So just being able to experience that, helped me know what's possible on some level, and that I wanted to be able to keep advocating for myself and to help others do that too.
Yes, we need to advocate for ourselves. I love that. Definitely. So, you said you do any gender, any age. You do one-on-ones and groups as well?
Yes. So I can do a range. So I'll probably start some groups soon, but I'm always open if somebody has, say, I have this group of friends or family, anything like that. They just wanted to go through some sort of process, and it's tailored to everybody. It can be some education. It could be like a workshop. It can include yoga or not. It can, and everybody has a comfort level. Personally, I found that there's aspects of yoga, if you get into the spiritual part, that actually help support Christianity, if that's where people's focuses are. And so, but I don't push that on anybody. It's not something that I did. I did some of the exercise parts, and I knew nothing else. But, to me, it speaks to that wholeness that I think even Jesus talked about, that I struggle to find in word or support for living out, through all my experiences.
Mind, body, and soul.
Yes, and
right?
so
The whole thing.
yeah, so to be able to do that and to understand the connectedness and the importance of integration, and how, because our mind, our psyche, our soul, like that's all the same, and so to support it, it just opens up so many possibilities.
So, okay, so we're almost New Year. Yes. It's coming up. It's coming, it's coming up fast. What do you have plans for the future for your small business?
Yes, well,
what would you like to start doing?
Yes, I've been doing more small scale, and I'm a place where I'm building up the structures more to just launch more of a involved process. So I'm really excited about the prospects, been networking and coaching and just making plans.
Yes,
I'm excited about
yoga in the park.
Yes,
that would be really nice. All right, let me tell you, I think it would be just beneficial. We can put out a blanket at a park and lay down and just soak up the atmosphere. That's really relaxing. We can start with little things like that.
Absolutely. And you know what? The brain does best with small things. We do small things well when it's consistent. Then that's what helps it to learn and trust, and builds that strong foundation.
Consistency, that's my problem.
This is much of a learning thing for me. Then,
yeah, because I could have it in my head, like, oh my God, since last year, I was like, okay, I want to go swimming just to like relax and for my whole body exercise. And now ask me, have I done it?
But Do you have an idea why?
My own, which is something I gotta work on, my view of time. That's my constraint. That's my weakness, is that I don't have time, which I think is the majority of people is not. The thing is I know how and what I need to do to fix it, but to do it, because I know I have to make time for myself. Because who else is going to do it?
Right. And part of perception, and not to invalidate this concept that we don't have time. I don't, I really don't like it when people are like, it's just a perception. You could do it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't love that part of it. To me, it's about getting curious and compassionate with ourselves. And again, kind of asking more questions and saying like, okay, well, so it's time. And then the next question is, well, what is it about that? Am I too tired to? Am I, what are all these things?
I'm just
And then-
lazy. I'm just lazy.
Are you sure? Well, and sometimes too, we don't always stop to think about it, but when we do, it can be, well, I get pains when I do it, or just XYZ, whatever it is. And so sometimes it's following that thread, and then making realization, and then seeing, well, how can I address this thing?
Right.
And then suddenly my blocks are gone for.
You see, I still got a lot to work on myself. I need to think about all of that.
Okay.
Okay, so lastly, the last one is, how can people get a hold of you for your services and more information?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. It is Neurosomatic Coaching and Consulting on Facebook. And then it's the same thing on Instagram as well.
Oh, okay, you're on
Then-
Instagram.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've had that one up for a little while. Changed the name at some point.
Okay.
But yes, there's some posts on there that help explain it as well. There's a phone number on Facebook, as well as
Okay.
messaging on either one.
Okay, and as usual, guys, I will have probably on the screen, I'll have a link, and in the description box, as always, I'll have her links, her Instagram, your Facebook, and that phone number. So just mainly on Facebook then.
That's probably the best way to reach out. I think most people are on there. And
Yeah.
post more on that.
On your Facebook page, you do have that tab that says call now,
Yes.
right? So if you want to get a hold of her, go to her Facebook page, and she does have at the top, instead of message, it says call now. So you can just go ahead and hit that, and then you'll get a hold. Lachey, this has been so wonderful, so much information, and I know I'm doing a good job, but I need more work.
Don't we all? I feel that. I do. But I think, whenever we work together, then a lot more is possible.
Yeah. Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
I really enjoyed
Thank
visiting
you
with you as
so
well.
much for doing this with me. All right, guys. So that's the end of another great episode. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. As you all know, I do this absolutely free of charge to any small business. So if any of y'all are interested in being here on my YouTube channel, go ahead and email me at smallbizspotlight210@gmail.com. And as always, please, please, please go up there, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe, so I can continue doing this. And y'all have a wonderful Thursday, because these come out on Thursdays. It's not Thursday today, it's Sunday.
That's okay.
I don't want to lie to you, but it'll be out on a Thursday. So, okay, and as always, let's make a difference together by thinking big and shopping small. Okay, guys? I will see y'all next week, where we're going to have, fingers crossed, I want Sylvia Tejerina. She is the shop owner of The Artisan on South Presa, where I have some of my products still. So hopefully I can just snap her down and get the interview done. So meet me back next week on Thursday. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one. Bye.